you're gonna ban anyone, ban him. Yeah. I don't know where they get this idea that people on the left don't like people like Democrats will say like are entirely against deportations. Like, and it depends on how you describe the left, but your average Democrat is not at all against it. They just want it to be legally done in a civil manner. And I don't think that's too much to ask for. Or is it? Is that too much to ask for? I don't fucking know. Let's bring up the next one. Guys, keep tapping and sharing. If you guys have not sent in your heart me, please do so, okay?
What's going on, Douglas?
Hey, how are you? How old are you?
I'm 29.
All right, what's up?
MAGA are all just a bunch of incels.
Yeah. So you voted for Trump?
What's wrong with being an incel?
Did you vote for Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you think he's doing so far?
Well, I want to talk about the prompt, not what you're talking about.
Okay. So an incel. Do you know what an incel is?
Everyone knows what an incel is.
Okay. So what's an incel?
We both know what it is, but I'm not a dictionary, and I'm not just pulling up
I'm not
definitions
asking for the word for word definition. I just want to make sure we have an understanding of what it is.
Everyone knows what that means, buddy.
So what is it, man? Just tell us.
Why don't you tell me?
Bro, if you don't know the definition, just say so.
This isn't Simon Says where I just do everything. You're like, ooh, touch your toe. Like, I'm not doing that just because you asked me to.
Well, I'm not asking you to touch your toe. I'm asking you to tell me the definition of the thing that you want to talk about.
Exactly. I'm not doing something just because you tell me to. Because you don't get to tell me what to do.
Okay, well, then you can just go then.
Well, you can keep having
just give me the definition, dude. I don't know why your ego is so big that
I know what it means.
So tell us. I don't know why your ego is so big where you feel like you can't do something because somebody tells you to. You would do. Listen, man. I was in the military for 4 years.
I don't know why
you would be so awful in the military. Your first day, you would be kicked out because you just are incapable of doing something that somebody tells you to do.
That's because the military is for people who can't get a real job.
Okay. And so being in the military is not a real job. Being a veteran is not a real job.
Well, being an officer is a real job, but being enlisted, that's not a real job.
Okay, so what's the definition of a job? Maybe you can give me the definition of that.
A job is doing something that's productive for society. Now, that's not the dictionary definition, but that's the definition I'm using.
A job is just doing work for compensation.
Hold on, Douglas. That's the definition I'm using.
Well, you can make it whatever you want. That's not what it is. That's subjective. Something that's productive. That's very subjective. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not a job. Yeah, you're simply just working for compensation. That's all it is. You may not like it, but it is a job.
Well, flipping burgers is a job too, and that's
it is a job. I agree, it is a job. There are some jobs that are more important than others. There's some jobs that have that put more into society than others, but that doesn't make it not a job. Anyways, what's an incel? What's an incel?
Well, flipping burgers is actually a more important
yeah, so
job
what's an
than
incel?
being in the military.
So what's an incel?
You know what that means?
What's
an
incel?
It just because what's an incel?
If you don't know what an incel is, you can just tell us you don't know it. It's okay to say you don't know something.
We both.
Nobody's going to make fun of you.
But I'm not.
Nobody's going to make fun of you for saying you don't know.
Giving commands just because you.
All right. Well, then we can't move forward in the conversation, unfortunately.
Were you in the military?
I was in the military, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the definition.
So you were enlisted, right? Not
definition of an incel. Go.
You were enlisted, right? Not an officer.
Definition of an incel. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Definition of an incel. I'm going to drop you if you don't tell me.
Military is a fake job for people who can't
5 seconds.
That's why you had to do it, Douglas.
2, 1, goodbye.
1.
It's not that difficult to say either the definition of a basic thing that you wanted to talk about, or just say you don't know. That's allowed, buddy. God, some of you people on the right have this ego that is so big that like prevents you from doing anything in life. Like imagine your ego being so big that you couldn't even have a conversation with just a random nobody on TikTok. Hey, Dope, what's up?
Bro, these people, like, we talked the other day, and I voted for Trump, but like the last two people are just like, I see what you guys see on that side. It's absolutely insane.
Listen, man, I just want to be able to have basic conversations. I don't think that's too much to ask for. There's certain things like I do have to ask for their age, right? And sometimes people just don't want to give it to me, or some people don't want to answer certain things. I don't know why. Like, I'm not
Like
trying to act.
how is he like, yeah, I'm MAGA, but he's like, screw the military.
Yeah, that was
like,
weird to me. That was, I bet I didn't want to pivot towards that because that's what he was trying to go towards.
like
Anyways,
I don't think you understand. Like military has regular jobs, bro. Like you're all soldiers, but like you do a regular job in the
oh yeah,
military
there's a
or
lot
the
of people in the
military.
military who do just admin work, basic admin work,
Yeah,
right? When I was in the military, I fueled up aircrafts, right? Fueled up aircrafts.
exactly.
I dealt with
It's
liquid
everything.
oxygen as well. Yeah, it was just
Yeah,
basic jobs
there's
for military.
firefighters, there's mechanics, there's medical. It's like it's its own like society
I mean,
running that you're
almost essentially.
exactly.
But anyways, man, what's up today? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Just wanted to hop in for 2 seconds and just kind of talk about how stupid the last two people were.
All right.
Uh,
Well, I do have some other people to get to, so if there's nothing you wanted to talk
but
about
it's
for
just
now, I can bring it on.
yeah, man. I don't know. Like we talked about it before. Like I'm in finance, so I mean, like
Yeah, I remember we had a good conversation. Yeah, there's
and
a few people here and there who have good conversations. You were one of them.
so like I'm all like it's like economy is doing pretty good to be honest. Rolling into the summer should be doing a little bit better. I'm in the mortgage side, but it's they talked about the Save Act. It's like we got the Save Act. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
the Save Act. Like I don't think people understand that like illegal immigrants like can't vote. Like never been
I,
able to vote. Like it's
well,
like I don't know where that comes from, but it's just like there's maybe like 1,000 documented tries, and out of all the people, like it's like you can't even register to vote when you're an illegal immigrant. Like I don't,
there's minuscule amounts of it, right, of that happening, right, and nobody's ever going to say that there's zero, but yeah, there's minuscule amounts, and I just don't see how this necessarily helps, especially when with married women, right, their last name changes. That's going to be a problem because the documentation that
it's
they
huge.
need, yeah, and I think part of it is done somewhat purposefully to make it harder for some of them to vote, considering women on average do vote Democrat, right?
But even if this does pass, because I think we do need a little bit of reform on it, but like we're talking like 2027, maybe the midterms, it'll be affected. That's a lot of time for people to get this done. And you can amend it so maybe there isn't a cost factor. That'd be the smartest thing to do. Just put an amendment in to actually like make it not be a cost for low income people that don't have these documents or people that were affected and storms, things like that, where they may have lost these documents. But it's like I think we do need to kind of have a little bit better setup on voting because I feel like we're all losing trust in it at this point. But it's like we're talking like a year and a half away before it even would affect anybody. That's more than enough time to get documents.
Where's that loss of trust stemming from, though? Where do you think that starts from? That lack of
obviously,
trust?
one person grabbed a megaphone and said it to the entire country over and over. But I mean,
Yeah.
when we see like we're all watching the election, you watch numbers jump up and down and stuff. But it's just like I think we do have to get back. Like I don't know, we can like tokenize voting or something. Like do it in a completely different way of like I'm okay with voting like from home but like the mail in stuff. It's like the biggest thing for me is a lot of people don't actually vote. And
Sure,
I think
there's
it's
a lot of
kind
people
of
that sit
easy
out.
to
There's a lot of people that sit out for sure.
exactly. So like if there is any type of fraud, it would be people voting on other people's behalf potentially. So I think we need to like stop that. But it's just
I think your average person would be perfectly fine with minimizing as much fraud as possible. And guys, keep tapping and sharing. All right, we're only at 3.4 thousand. Let's try to get to 25. Okay, we can get to new guests at that point. So tap away if you guys can't. Send in your heart me. Yeah, but like, listen, like I don't think a lot of people. So listen, most states already require ID. I think it's like 36 of them, and of the ones that don't, you need to provide documentation to register anyways. So this idea that like you can just walk in and vote on the behalf of anybody's name is just like complete misinformation.
exactly. And and that's like such a I don't know. People just for some reason think there's like just millions of illegal immigrants voting. That's like not even close to being true. It's never been true.
Right, and so I don't know. I think that rhetoric that is coming is very problematic because it gives this idea that is occurring when it's of course not. It sounds like you do have criticisms or whatever of Trump or of the right. It sounds like. I mean, I don't typically hear this from people that voted for him.
Yeah, no, I honestly I vote for the economy because like for me it's like we're gonna get fucked over no matter what. Like I don't trust any politician, But it's for me, it's like what's putting more money in my pocket so I can help the people around me. I just don't like spending more money for government programs and watching it all go away because it goes away no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican. Right when you try to get the government involved to fix a problem, that money never gets to where it's supposed to go. And I would just rather it just go to me so I can help the people in my own life. Like I fix cars for people all the time. I got a lift and like I'll just go do a head gasket for somebody for free on the weekend just because I can. And like I don't charge them anything. But it's like I'm still using my tools, my time and all this stuff. I just like the how selfish thing. It's like, no, it's not how selfish. How is it like I'm actually out in my community doing things for people all the time. And I like getting my money back in taxes. You know, it's like I don't like paying taxes.
And people in the comments may disagree, but I don't not believe that you probably help people. You sound like a decent person, relatively speaking, compared to everybody else that I talk to. I'm sure you do help people within your circle, whatever that circle is. My thing is that I think more people would be helped, though, if you voted another way, considering all of the communities that are being harmed by voting for Trump. And I think that's offsetting whoever you may be helping in your circle. And I don't know how much money you get in your pocket versus the taxes of the other way. I don't know what tax bracket you're in, but I would argue that more people would be helped if you did change your vote.
I pay more money in taxes than the average American makes per year. There's a wall that you can't get past is the thing. Like everyone's like, oh, tax the rich. If you make 200K, you'll probably walk away with 130 to 140,000.
Something like that, sure.
So
are you in the highest tax? You don't have to tell me how much you make if you don't want to, but are you in the highest tax bracket or close to it?
Getting close to it, but that's the thing. Like anybody that's in that range of even close to like a million, it's like everyone just wants to tax the shit out of them. But at the same time, it's like those are usually people who are business owners. Mm-hmm. I forgot the statistic on just the regular millionaire that they're pretty much all self-made. They're running a business.
When we're talking about higher taxes on people, I'm talking about people, and again, some people disagree. That's why I'm talking about people that are making tens of millions, right? So we're talking 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures plus, right?
And that's the thing. It's just like I think just the regular like middle or even upper class shouldn't even be touched. I mean, like we're talking like if you look at like how much our spending goes to military and everything, like we have enough money.
Oh no, I agree. I think we put way too much into the Department.
We don't need to like tax more or do anything. We just need to actually track.
You can reallocate things
where it goes.
Well, I would disagree when it comes to the. I would disagree when it comes to the top 1%. But Tic Tac, you wanted to say something towards that?
Yeah, no, the whole selfish thing, man. It's like, you can't help 20 million Americans that lost their health care, right? You can't help the millions of children that are getting their SNAP benefits cut. Like, that's what we mean when it's selfish, because you're like, I want to keep my money. And we're like, yeah, but your vote caused 20 million Americans to lose health care. That's what we mean by selfish. Does that make sense?
I mean, in a way, because I'd have to like look it up. Because I mean, if you actually like do the research into it, like I'm sure like it sounds bad, like the way that you're portraying it, but like it's not like it actually rolled out that way. Is the only thing.
No, it is. Like 20 million people lost access to healthcare. And on top of that, we know marginalized communities are being attacked right now. Like, do you think that the marginalized communities, the transgender community, would be under attack if Kamala was in office? Do you think we'd have masked secret police snatching people off our streets?
I mean, that's been happening literally since ICE was formed. It's either it happens loudly or quietly, but it's been happening.
No, not like that.
It's been the only difference is Trump does everything with a megaphone.
Really? Can you tell me another time that
he has people to filter what he says to the American people, but he just doesn't. He just goes out there and like sends the dumbest, most like just polarizing thing almost every day. He's just riling everybody up all the time.
Can you tell me the last time ICE, under a different administration, used an Apache helicopter to rappel down the side of a building and then zip tie everybody in that building to make absolutely no arrests afterwards?
Where did that happen at?
In Chicago, back in September.
And who are the people that they were trying to arrest?
They literally made no arrests.
Like, who are they trying to? Is what I'm saying. Like,
They used
no
a
one's going to go
pretense. They
fire up
used
an
a
Apache
pretense.
helicopter if they didn't have an actual reason to go.
Right. They used the pretense that it was Tronde Aragua. That's what they said, but then they made no arrests. Or can you tell me under a different administration when ICE was literally shooting people in the streets?
I mean, when's the last time that like an entire state decided to tell their every single person in the state and their police not to cooperate with ICE, which
That's
polarized it as
wild.
well?
Do you know what Darvo is?
No, can you tell me what it is?
Yeah, it's when you deflect and then you reverse the victim and the offender. The victims in this case are the citizens of Minnesota. And you're saying that all of a sudden they're the offenders. They're the reason why
They're
ICE
not
wasn't
the
allowing their
offenders, but when you
citizens.
have your politicians go against a federal order and then say it publicly, you're putting everyone in danger. So both sides are now in a
What
spot.
federal order? The illegal
Both
federal
sides
order?
created that problem. There was
No, they
too
didn't,
many
dude.
ICE agents obviously out
Okay,
there creating a problem.
so are you now agreeing? Are you now agreeing that no other administration in the past has had ICE unalive citizens?
Bro, like you're like focusing in on like those two situations that happened, which are
Yeah,
very,
because you
very
said
bad.
it's not selfish. You
But-
said
but-
it's
but-
not
but
selfish
we do
because
have
I can
stats
help
on
the
this.
people within my community.
If we're talking about people that were detained that were unalived, we've already seen that half of the amount that occurred under Obama's 8 years, under 1 year under Trump. So there are people statistically unalived more, either being detained.
Yeah, I
or
mean,
whatever
he
the case
ramped
may
it
be.
up in a bad way. Like, I'm not saying like what's going on right now is like wrong, but like it's like just denouncing that it was also bad before. It's like, yeah, I mean, we should probably have more training and stop incentivizing people to get $50,000 go join ICE. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, what kind of people do you think are doing that? Those are like the two idiots that were in the panel before that would have run like, oh, I would love 50K to go hold a gun and run around like that.
So how much is all of this shit worth you getting some more money? Like I understand wanting money, I get it, but like to what extent other people being harmed is it worth it?
So my thing is like all of the same shit happens no matter who is there. Like when we had Biden, like how much did we even really hear about what was going on in our government? It's just like quiet on the Western Front. You don't hear shit. Nothing's in the news. It's just things are just happening.
Well, listen,
All the
Biden
same
is
shit like
secret
everyone's
mass
like, oh,
police
it's
on
the
the
president and
streets.
the administration, but like
Don't
shit doesn't just.
you're not acknowledging we didn't have secret masked police on our streets at that time. Like this has never happened under a different. Like yes, the ICE did do their jobs. They deported people, but they weren't scooping people up off the streets at their court appointments. They weren't separating.
You talking about the
family. They
last
weren't
one, dude?
using-
That I looked it
they
up.
weren't
If you're
using-
talking
they
about the
weren't
last
using
one, where, like,
children as bait.
man, it's just like, can you see both sides of like what's going on? 'Cause
No,
I try not
I
to.
can't
I try not to
see- like,
dial
I-
in.
Yeah,
I try
I can
not to-
see your
go ahead.
side. Your side is being very fascistic. This is fascism, my guy. And you're like,
Bro.
but there's two sides to this story. Yeah, no, there's not. There's
Bro, this is not the
fascism.
first
hold on, I
time.
do want to state that like
This is
your
not the
average
first time where like all of these words that you guys use to describe what's going on have been like pushed into the United States to get the population to do a certain thing. This happened right after like World War II. All these same words came out too, just to try to
there
like,
are-
unify people.
There are absolutely issues with Democrats, right? Nobody's going to say they're perfect; they're far from it, right? I think true leftists want want your average Democrat to be much, much further left. So, like people on the left, like people truly on the left, don't even want ICE to exist, really, right? They want like a totally different system in terms of things. However, though, if you're voting for a Democrat, there's going to be far less harm occurring versus, say, Trump being president right now. And I
Yeah,
think
no, I mean we can
that's
agree
the
on
argument,
that, but
right?
it's
There's
the
problems,
same exact
far less
things.
problems.
Yeah, no, it's the same exact things that are happening. It's just Trump literally is an idiot, bro. Like he just says it out loud and just like creates such a worse situation by just he's amplifying everthing. It's like
This
all this
has
stuff
never
does need to
happened.
happen, but it doesn't need to happen with the way that it's happening because unfortunately, like he polarizes it so bad to the point that like we are having a panel about it. Like this shit never even happens when you have a Democratic president because the like nothing is like pushed out this loud and aggressively.
I mean, you're
Because
making an
this has
argument
never
to not vote for
happened
him.
before.
But it's just like, do we really think Kamala was like a good choice? Like, do we really think she was a good
Dope.
choice?
Can you acknowledge what I just said? This has never happened under any administration before. Can you acknowledge that? That is correct.
Keep tapping, guys.
I mean, you can definitely just go look at Obama statistics and be very unhappy about it.
We're not talking about deportations. We're talking about the violence that's occurring and the
Yeah.
people
So,
being detained
like-
illegally and things like that. Illegal warrants, things like that. We're not talking about deportations.
Exactly, but like, or do we have actual proof that they're like patrolling, or was this more of a situation where they had a warrant, they were supposed to go do something, but because the police aren't helping, now they have to have multiple ICE agents go because you're dealing with protesters while you're trying to do your job, and then it's heightening everything. Like instead of having a group of one car go out,
So
like, if I owned a Suburban, I don't even
Bro,
think I could
hey.
drive in like Minnesota.
Okay.
Like I don't need like.
So you've now tap danced your way away from my initial question. Can we acknowledge this has never happened under any administration before? We've never had secret masked police scooping people up off. We've never had secret masked police rappelling off the side of Apache helicopters down buildings. Like,
Bro,
can
I
we?
wish I had.
Let's
like,
get this
my,
basis.
Like,
Can we say that this has never happened before?
But I would say like the way it's working right now, no, it's never happened before.
Right.
Every
that's
time
why
you go
we're
into a new
upset.
year, everything that's going on has never happened before, or the market's at a new high because everything goes up. It's like, but
No, we're not talking about the market. We're talking about fascists. We've never had fascists patrolling our streets.
Guys, 25,000 likes. We're going to get 2 new guests. People in request
like
box.
I'm in
We'll get
Michigan.
you.
Like
Hold on,
I
one second.
don't,
I gotta
I
do
don't
this.
have people patrolling
One second,
our
man. One
streets.
second.
Are you
One sec.
from Minnesota?
Hold on, one sec. Guys, make sure you give me a follow if you're enjoying the live. Click the red follow button on the top left, follow TikTok. Make sure you guys sub to me on the tube. It's Dougielifts. And again, 25,000 likes. We're going to get 2 new guests. We're looking for opposition. Go ahead, man. Go ahead,
Yes,
Dope. Or whoever is talking.
There's ICE agents patrolling the streets of where I live. Yes, 100%.
Well, what state are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in Arizona.
Okay. And I'm in Michigan, but like I've been seeing a single ICE agent. I've seen people in like some Facebook groups like, oh, this person's at this corner. I wish we could like get
Okay, I don't
like an actual
like
ICE agent
that's
like
not.
in a panel.
We understand. You understand these things are happening though. Just because you don't see it within your 10-block radius doesn't mean it's not happening in the country. You get that, right?
How much harm needs to occur for you to take back your support of Trump? Like, what's the line?
I don't support Trump. I'm just always going to vote conservative no matter what.
But to what extent, though?
I mean, the thing is, like,
Listen,
it's
I'm
so
not
hard to
attacking
have, like,
you for
that argument because, like, it's like, do you guys just like look past all the bad stuff that happens when you have a Democratic president? Like in other countries, like we're okay with, like, oh, well, obviously we've had this conversation about all the things that happen, like in the Middle East under Obama and everything like that. But at the same time, it's like I'm always going to vote for the economy every single time.
But
Like every single time.
we don't see
Democrats.
Republican
The
presidents
economy's
help the
better.
economy overall. But that's the thing. You may short term get more money via lower taxes, but long term the economy is not going to be better via conservative policies. I mean, we consistently see
you
Republicans
name me-
raise the deficit more and more and more. While Democrats are not perfect, they tend to at least lower the deficit. Go ahead, TikTok. or whatever.
Can you name me a conservative policy that has helped all Americans? Oh,
He left? No, come on, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have other people to get to. Hey, guys, we are looking for opposition. All right. So you voted for Trump. You disagree with the background. You're conservative, etc. Hit the request button. Come on up. Bryant, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. How old are you?
I'm 22.
All right. What's up?
I want to clarify a couple things. There was something that you said about a child they were using as bait. So it's already that child is actually back with his mom, and the reason they had him detained was because they needed to confirm that it was his mother. All right. So let me ask you this: if you no
wait,
let me
wait.
No. I'm not
You said what he
addressing-
said was
I have
wrong.
to
Let him
rebuttal it.
respond.
I need
Let him respond.
to land my plane. No.
But you
Okay,
said
but if you skip past what you just said, I'm gonna pull you right back to it, just so you
That's
know.
fine. I'm not going to skip past it. I'm literally going to go point by point that you mentioned and explain how it's false. The deaths under ICE. There's been more deaths under
No,
ICE
dude,
with
we're
Obama.
going back to the bait. We're going back. You're literally skipping past the bait. Did they use Liam Ramos to bait his father to come out?
No.
Oh,
Show me a source that proves it. Show me a source that's not
That's what we're
media
gonna do?
obligated. Show me a source that's not media obligated, Tic Tac. Show me a source.
media obligated. What does
Yes,
that mean?
because you know what they did is they took a photo of that 5-year-old with ICE saying they detained this 5-year-old when in reality was, guess what happened? What are they going
That's
to
not
do?
what I said. That's not what I said. I said they used the kid as bait to get his dad to come.
what
out.
source are
'Cause
you
they
okay
couldn't-
with?
Because they didn't have a warrant to enter the building.
What source would you be okay with that you wouldn't call fake news?
I'm not inherently going to say fake news, but
Or that
I
you
go
just wanna
source by
believe, whatever.
source. Well, we can go. You can show me a source. We can go into the actual sources that it reports. So whichever source you want to. I don't want to go face value on its article. I want you to go down to the sources it lists and see if it has any actual reputable sources, because 90% of the time it's just them taking a photo and then making conjectures. Them saying, hey, they used the child to bait him out. It's just a conjecture that you're making. Here's the reality of the situation. They weren't able to return the child to his mother until they confirmed that it was his mother. Now you guys still think that the child is not with his mother, but the child has been with his mother. And it's
no,
wild.
they separated him. They detained the dad.
Oh,
Now
so
they're back together.
he's
Yeah.
no longer bait. He's with his mom.
Are you just
He was used as bait. That's my
But
point.
hold on,
Okay, do
hold
you
on.
have
If
proof,
somebody's
though? Do you
used
have
as
proof?
bait and then they're returned, that's not a good thing. Still, you're skipping past all the shitty parts.
Here's what you're skipping past. The dude got detained when the child was already back with his mom. So how can he be used with bait if he was already back with his mother by the time they detained the man? How does that make any sense?
No, they what? Like you're making shit up. They literally.
I'm
used
not.
him as bait
Tic
to-
Tac, you're making shit up. It is your claim. Show me proof. It is your claim. The burden of proof relies on you. Show me proof.
Okay.
Show me
But
proof that
this
they
is
used
why I'm
this child
asking
as bait.
This is why I'm asking
As
you what
bait.
source. This is why I'm asking you what source you would be okay with, because I don't want to
I
do
already
this thing where I
responded.
pull something up and you say, "Well, it's just it's fake, it's misinformation, or it's
CNN.
conjecture."
Nope, that's not what I'm going to do at all. We're going to go
So-
through the source that
so
you pull up.
what
and
would
we're
you be
gonna-
okay with?
You're already crashing out. I'm not
I'm just,
interested.
I'm just asking.
crashing out,
I'm just
dude.
asking what you would be okay with, because I don't
Yeah,
want to.
so what I told you I was okay with is we can go whichever source you want to pick. We can go source by source, and then what I want you to do is I want you to scroll all the way down, and at the down it's going to show you a link that shows where they got their information from. And 90%
I
of
understand
the
how
time, it's not going to be
how media
reliable.
literacy works. I understand how media literacy works.
he doesn't. He's not even explaining it correctly. Like he thinks he knows how media literacy
Tic Tac,
works.
Tic Tac, I'm still waiting for your proof, bud.
Oh, I've already told you no.
Oh, so now you're not going to back up
Yeah.
your proof. You're not going to
No,
validate
I mean
your
we're
claims.
we're all
so
aware
trust
of
me,
what
bro.
happened,
It's just,
but
it's
you're
just trust me,
no,
bro.
No, we're all
Oh,
aware
guys,
of what
everybody in the
happened.
chat, we're trust me, bros. All right.
Yeah, no,
Hold
we're
on,
all
but are
aware
you
of what
ju-
happened.
are-
You just
are-
want
are-
to nitpick it.
Are you justifying and making it okay that what ICE is doing in general, though? Because this is just one example out of many.
Sir, yeah, I'm okay with this pivot, but I want to
It's
acknowledge
not a
the
pivot.
fact
It's
that
not
you,
a pivot.
that you agree with me. Don't
It's
you,
not
Doug?
a pivot. Hey, stop. It's not a pivot. We can talk about it, but I just want to make sure to see
Well-
what your overall view is on ICE in general.
Sure. Okay. Well, then. Okay. I'm not going to agree. I'm not going to agree to talking about a new conversation.
We don't have to.
if
I'm
we're
not saying
friends.
to. I just want to get your viewpoint on ICE in general. I'm not trying to go to a new thing.
Am I in general have a positive view towards ICE as a what they stand for? Yes, I do. I do agree with ICE. I don't agree with individual officers and the decisions they make, but as a whole, that they've been operating for 23 years, and the fact that more U.S. citizens have technically died under Obama than Trump right now, statistically. You know, I'm sorry, but this is just such a media grab to get angry.
You
at
mean
you
the
guys.
8 years under Obama
8 years of
versus the
Obama,
1 year under Trump? Is that what you're comparing?
It still kind of matters whenever you take into
Well,
when you go into the nuance.
No, I don't think you understand how numbers work.
Tic Tac.
Do we have to go back to
Me and you aren't
kindergarten?
talking Tic Tac.
Do we have
You
to
gotta
go
find
back
me
to
proof.
kindergarten? Do we have to go back to kindergarten and go over numbers again? I
I'm
don't think
looking
you
at
understand how
no.
numbers
Here's
work.
the claim. No. Now we're moving the goalpost because you
We're
guys
not,
said
because
earlier.
you said that there was
No.
more. deaths
Guys,
under
come on.
Obama, but we're talking 8 years versus 1.
What did you ask the host? What did you ask that other guest? You said, how many people have died under any other? Have we seen American citizens die under any other administration to ICE? And he didn't know. He straight up did not know, and that's okay. But a simple Google search will tell you that American citizens have died over and over again under any administration. It's a sad reality.
That's not what I asked
I'm not
him.
saying it's okay. It's a sad
That's
reality.
not what I asked him. That's not what I asked him. I asked him specifically, under whose other administration has ICE used Apache helicopters to rappel down the side of buildings and unalived our citizens in the middle of the street? That's specifically what I asked.
Guys, thanks for reaching the gift goal. Thank you guys so much. You're all the
Yeah,
best.
I
I'm
was
gonna set up a new one.
I was here, and you didn't ask that. Doug asked it. And
Yeah,
the question,
that's how I said it.
Tic Tac. Me and you can't have a conversation.
Bryant.
With all due respect,
Bryant.
me and you can't talk until you give me proof. You're
Yeah, I'm
trying
not
to give
giving
me
you proof of
Tic
shit.
Tac.
Like
You're giving
we're
me
aware of
Tic-
what happened, man.
Okay,
And
so
gonna
let
try
me
to
let me
nitpick
get
it
this
and be
straight,
like,
Tic Tac.
But
Let me get.
but
I'm
they
just
didn't-
supposed to
they
believe you,
didn't
dude.
Actually, okay.
Tic Tac. You're okay. So if I'm just supposed to believe you, then you're just.
Oh, did I do that?
So now we're muting me. So now we're
You're
muting.
good.
So
You're good. You're
Yeah,
talking.
dude,
You're
just
talking.
annoying
You're
me
talking.
at this point.
all right, Doug. I would love to have a conversation with you, but this isn't going to work. We've had good conversation in the past. All I'm doing is asking Tic Tac for proof, burden of proof. He is saying that I'm annoying. He's saying that he doesn't want to talk to me, and this is why an independent like myself will keep going right, because all we do is ask for proof, right? All I'm doing
You're
is
on the
asking for
right, dude.
proof.
You're not
You're
an
not kidding
independent.
I'm asking for
You're not an
proof.
independent.
I promise you,
Yeah,
I'm independent
you're
as
right.
hell. I voted. I'm gonna. I
So
promise
you're
you.
voting right because of one conversation?
No, I'm saying this is why people on the independent side are going to keep turning right. This
But
upon with other instances.
independent's
No, dude,
approval
it's
of
my
Trump
fault.
are lowering. He has horrible approval ratings by independents. So I don't know what you're talking about.
He's had terrible approval ratings forever. And actually, if you could prove
No,
that to
no,
me,
he actually
hold on.
had good approval ratings when he stepped into when he was inaugurated. He was up 12 points. What are you talking about? He is now down almost 15 points. That's nearly
According
a
to
30
who?
point drop.
Because the polls are so. Dude, that's just I don't know because
Well, I'm
I
not
had
talking about a
someone on
singular
poll
poll.
the
I'm
other day
talking
tell me
about the
the exact
aggregate. I
opposite.
will show you, as I always show everybody almost every single day here. I will go ahead and show you. And Erica, how you doing?
I'm
I just
good.
wanna point out
Before
to-
Doug, before Doug shows this, I wanna let Bryant know. This is an aggregate polling site, so it's not taken from an individual poll. It's taken from the aggregate of all of the polling.
To the 380 people or 60 people in here, I control Bryant's emotions so much that
don't
he's
control
going to
anything.
vote. He's gonna vote for Republicans because
No,
I
you don't.
pissed him
You don't
off.
control anything,
Like
buddy.
I have that much power.
You have
over
you
his
have zero
emotions.
control and zero
Yeah.
power. You can't even.
Yeah, I
back up
really
your
wish
own
you'd let me
claim.
finish one sentence without interrupting.
Because
man.
you
That's
still
really
aren't
wild.
backing up your
Yeah,
claim.
that's really
All I'm
fucking
doing
wild
is asking
that
for
you
proof.
won't let me
Since
finish
when?
one
Since
sentence.
when does asking for proof wrong?
Okay,
Sorry,
so here we
I
go.
just want to know proof.
Hold on. So Trump's overall disapproval rating is at 55
Guys, polls are
points.
historically inaccurate. I don't. What are we talking about?
No, they're
polls
not.
for?
Look at his approval
For
rating
Trump?
dropping over time. What do you mean?
Trump
they're
would have
historically
lost every
inaccurate?
single election because.
No. The polls were accurate on this last election. They're based on the popular vote. It had Harris winning by 1 point plus or minus 3.5 points, and she lost by like 1.5. It was well within
Okay,
the
so
margin
that's
of
not
error.
accurate then. That's not
Do you
projected
understand
to
how
win.
margin of error works?
Yeah, but that's still
So
that's
they
not
were
within
accurate.
the margin of error.
So they were accurate.
Yes, it is.
So they were
If the
accurate.
margin of error is 3.5, and she was up by 1,
But that's
and
just.
excuse me,
So
I'm still talking, Brian.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
If the margin of error is 3.5, she was up by 1, and he won by 1.5. That makes the weighting of that being wrong 2.5. If the margin of error is 3.5, then 2.5 is within the margin of error.
Okay, but that's only according to your certain poll. Each poll has a
No.
different margin of error.
That's the aggregate polling. That is the aggregate polling. It's not a singular
Aggregate.
poll.
You're telling me that is every single poll they took together.
That's what
Yes,
aggregate polling is.
that's
That's what aggregate
is.
mean. Holy fuck.
Aggregate, I understand that aggregate is also like, little stones that you use to do shit. But aggregate in this sense means all of the polls put together and then
Thank you, Erica.
aggregated.
See, Erica, I appreciate you showing me that. We were able to have a conversation. Tic Tac, you see how easy that was? You bring up the proof.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not going
I
to
just-
coddle your ignorance.
It's not
Like, you
coddling
want me
my
to hold your
ignorance,
pinky
dude.
finger
Brian,
while I
Brian,
teach
it's
you
not coddling
things, and that's
ignorance,
not going to
dude.
happen.
Brian, I'm
Tic
just
Tac,
gonna
I
tell
knew that
you-
the word meant
Here's
two
the
different
thing.
things,
Oh
so
my
I was
lord.
clarifying, and then you had the audacity to say
hey,
that's
hey.
what it
Sure.
means.
It's children talking. I just want to point out to you, Brian. I was listening to the whole of the conversation that you and Tic Tac
There's some
had.
sort of echo. Do you guys hear that
Yeah,
echo every
you've
time
got
she
an
speaks?
echo, Brian.
Or is every
I
time
know
she
my
speaks, not here?
phone. I dropped my phone in water. Yeah, I'll just stay
Well,
on
that
mute when I'm
sucks.
not talking.
You said that it was Doug that said about the repelling from the. It was not. It was Tic Tac.
No,
You're
I didn't
asking-
say that. That's not what I
Yes, you
claimed.
did. Oh,
Erica,
Lord.
what I said, what my claim was that Doug asked him, "Hey, how many people died? How many American citizens have we seen died under any other administration being shot in the streets?" And the person and the other guest said, "I don't know." And then he basically came to a conclusion that none. Right?
Okay.
That's the conclusion that came
No,
to.
no, that Brian, I want to point out to you that you're incorrect because the question that was posed was specifically about ICE. It wasn't about any other three-letter agency. It wasn't about the police. The question that was asked was specifically about ICE. And I've looked for this. I can't find any American citizens being unalived on the streets by ICE prior to the Trump administration.
I just want to say real quickly, his approval among independents, he's down by 20 points. And this is according to all of these polls. We're not talking about
Guys,
a singular poll. All of these polls. We're
Polls
taking,
are just inaccurate for Trump, though. Just because the last one was accurate doesn't mean that they're
He's
accurate.
doing amazing.
And
Everybody loves him.
I don't know why we're talking
Great.
about
Everybody
polls.
loves him. He's doing amazing. He has no criticism.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that everybody loves him. That wasn't my claim at all.
But what that polling shows, no, Brian, is that you're incorrect regarding what liberals and leftists say in terms of what independents are doing, right? Independents are not going further right because liberals and leftists are talking bad about Trump. Sure, a few might, you might. But overall, that's not what's happening. Independents are, on the whole, do not like what Trump is doing. And there were a ton of leftists and, independents. By the way, independent doesn't necessarily mean centrist.
That wasn't my claim, though, Erica. My claim was...
Be quiet.
Well, you're framing...
No, let me finish. The word independent doesn't necessarily mean somebody who is in the middle. Often an independent is just an unaffiliated voter. That could mean they're even further right than Trump. It can also mean they're even further left than the Democrats.
So that wasn't my claim. My claim wasn't that independents are all moving to love Trump. My claim was because people are not going to show independents like me proof, which they just asked for, they will keep moving to the right. Multiple times I've been up on a panel and people
I
have...
want you to show me proof that ICE unalived United States citizens on the streets.
During Obama, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
My claim wasn't on the streets, but they definitely killed American citizens, 100%.
Well, show me.
I find some proof of any of these things. And guys, keep tapping, please. Keep tapping, everyone.
On the streets specifically.
Yeah, man.
But that wasn't my claim, and we can get into.
But
the
it was
nuance
mine,
of that.
and that's what you came up here blazing about, right?
No, it's not. And if you would have just sat there and listened, you're basically trying to make my point for me and say that it fits under this umbrella when it's not that umbrella, dude.
Right, Brian. Okay, if Tic Tac, Doug, and I, and the majority of the comment section all got the same impression of what you were saying, and that's not what you meant, then that is a you problem in your communication, right? Because the purpose of communication between humans is that we understand what you're saying. Yes, Brian.
Okay, so someone's lack of understanding, even if I express it correctly, it is inherently my fault because they didn't understand my point. Is that your claim?
If we all misunderstand you, Bryant, then yes, it's your fault. Not
When
ours.
has that? But I disagree. You guys are multiple times. Has anybody ever heard me say on the street? Has anybody ever heard me say on the street?
here's what happened. Like, this was literally my argument, so I remember it very clearly because these words came out of my mouth. My argument was, never before in the past have we seen ICE using Apache helicopters to rappel down buildings, zip tie everybody up to make no arrests in the end, and never before in the past have we seen ICE members. And I said the SHOT, and then I thought, shit, I shouldn't have said that. Unalive citizens on our streets. That was my specific words. You came up here hot as fuck saying it happened under Obama. I'm not going to disagree that people died in detention under Obama. That shit happens. But never in the past have we seen them use Apache helicopters or literally pew-pewing people in the middle of our fucking streets. Never before has this happened.
Never before have we not had the police actually work with our federal law enforcement to this degree. Never before have we had media coverage, which, I'm still waiting on your proof, dude. And this is why I need to start at this argument, because here's the reality. The media took a photo of that child and said that he was being held for bait and that ICE detained a 5-year-old citizen, right? Well, that's just not the truth. They held him in the cold because his father left him, and then his father ended up coming back. But by the time he came back, guess what happened? He only came back at the discretion of the mom pleading with him because they returned him back to the mom. And it was causing a bunch of issues. So the media is basically saying, oh, they're taking our children off the streets. So then what are citizens going to do? They're going to be pissed. They're going to go out in the streets. And then guess what that law enforcement and those people that don't even agree with ICE from the beginning are going to do? They're not going to cooperate with them. So why, for all these years under Democrat presidents...
Can you prove all that you just said?
Yeah, it's on the DHS website, dude.
Yeah, literally.
Sorry about that, but guys. Sorry about that ad, guys.
Did it.
Sorry, good.
So you're asking the people who did the things to investigate the things they did and then report back to
No,
us
I'm
on them?
asking, you're not aware of how the... So for the past, so your claim, for the past 23 years, it's been ran by Tom Holman, the same goddamn dude. He was awarded under Obama. The media in 2016 actually said, I love Tom Holman. Look at ICE. They're doing such a good job. But for some reason, now they're all anti-whatever. They're all anti-ICE. They're showing all this stuff. So it's sowing distrust in the citizens, which then causes confrontation with our officers, which shouldn't have happened in the first place. Can we not agree with that? Why are we so hostile towards our officers? Well, then we have a fundamental disagreement, because to me,
a what disagreement?
I think, I'll give you an example. I think January 6ers are terrible. Sorry, what'd you say?
A what disagreement? You said we had a something disagreement.
A moral disagreement, because Tic Tac thinks it's okay. Tic Tac thinks it's okay.
Yeah, I guess you said fundal. Go ahead.
I might have, well, sorry, I guess. But
it's okay.
Guys,
keep tapping, everybody. Let's get to 50,000, guys. We're a little slow on the tapping here.
I just want to ask a question, Brian. If Leon Ramos was returned to his mother, why were him and his father both released from detention in Texas?
Which one?
What do you mean, which one? If Leon
Hang on, you're cutting out. Give me a second. I have to walk back inside. Okay, hang on, say it again.
Okay, so if Liam Ramos was returned to his mother after being briefly detained by ICE, which is what it sounded like you were saying, how come they were both released from detention in Texas together?
I think this is, I'm almost positive this is a separate case. The case I'm talking about didn't even happen in Texas.
No, it's not.
No, this is the same case. So this is from the BBC. Liam Ramos and his father were both released back to Minnesota from a detention center in Texas. You said he was allowed to go back. You said he was allowed to go back to his mother even before his father came out, which is untrue. They were both detained by ICE and they were both put in a detention center in Texas.
Liam is now the fourth child in his school district to be taken away by ICE this past 2 weeks. Columbia Heights Public School said.
And by the way, it was the school that said that he was being used as bait. The school were the people that said that he was being used as bait.
But there's just nothing to substantiate that he's being used as bait. That's just an opinion.
Apart from the school saying that he was being... Can you retract your statement that he was...
Well, here's what I'm confused about.
No. I'm sorry. you're so keen on showing sources. I just showed one. I want you to retract your statement that Liam Ramos was
I won't
returned
because
to
I'm
his.
almost because I almost guarantee this is a separate situation. I can tell
Okay,
you
so
why.
you
I
go
can tell
and
you
you go and
why. Erica,
no,
let
you
me
go
tell you
find
why.
me. No, this is the deal.
Yes, it's not.
This is the deal.
It's not the same person.
You say it is the same person. It is the
Who
same.
was the child? So there was a dude
Liam
who was
Ramos was
driving.
the child.
No, there was a dude who was driving and he got pulled over. And then when he got pulled over, that's when he ended up fleeing the vehicle. And that's when they detained that child. Now, I don't know the name specifics. I'm almost positive that it's not Liam. And I can tell you why.
Incorrect. So you need to stop talking, okay? The little boy that there was a picture of, the one wearing the cute hat, okay?
This
That's
one
the
right
kid.
here. This
That's the
kid.
kid. There we go. That is Liam Ramos. He was taken from his school by ICE, taken to outside his parents' property, and was stood there with the ICE officers trying to get his father out of the house. This is the case we were talking about, and he was not released to his mother. He was taken to ICE detention in Texas with his father, where he was only released just before the Super Bowl.
Okay, so even look, we could sit here and argue back and forth, but I'm not going to do that with you. So I'm just Erica, please give me a second, Erica.
No. You're all about proof.
Erica, you're going to like what I'm about to say. Okay, so I'm gonna grant you. Let's just say that was the exact same person, the exact same kid, whatever. Do you have any proof that he was used as bait?
The school district said that he was picked up from school.
So a school district now gets to determine if someone's being used as bait?
Right. Well, who else? Who gets to determine if someone's? No. Who gets to determine that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe a lawyer or something, someone who actually can say this is illegal. He's legally using a child as bait.
That's not how is that right? So what would be the law? What would be the law that is being broken?
I don't know, and that's the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make here is I don't think he was used as bait. I think that if he did, okay, so for this specific situation, if he got taken out of school, I feel like there has to have been a legal reason behind it, or else there would be legal ramifications, which there has been for other officers.
All right, I got to read hold on. I got to read a thing from the Blue Out with a B. J-Ro, thank you so much. WJ-Ro in the comments. It says, being lectured about morals from someone who voted for a man that mocked a disabled person on camera is wild work. You should be ashamed.
So we're not going to talk about Hot Wheels. That one lady who said, Hot Wheels.
Well, that's a pivot. We're talking about your own morals and voting for someone who mocked a disabled person. It's just ironic. Thank you, J-Ro.
Yeah, it's ironic from both sides. You know, you can't.
You don't care about people calling other people Hot Wheels. You give a shit less about the disability community. I promise you that. But I just want to point out
that feedback is getting a little annoying on this thing.
So ironic.
Guys, keep tapping 50,000 likes so we can get to a new guest. But you guys got to tap.
Tic Tac, how about you show your face and stop hiding behind your political views?
He shows this. His face is on camera sometimes. What does that have to do with this?
It's all
I
over
tell you
my.
what, Brian.
Go check out my videos. What the fuck?
Why don't you show your face and stop hiding behind
it
your
is. It's my profile photo.
Oh, so you have it on your profile too? Imagine that. Yeah.
My profile photo, the main photo.
Anyway, I just want to point out, this is why I said I wasn't interested in making proof that you required, because I knew as soon as we did, you'd just fucking jump onto something else and
no, I didn't jump on anything.
Source.
You can't substantiate.
Yeah, dude, you're literally
Erica
saying,
disagreed with me that
we
it's
just
not
showed you. No, you're saying we just showed you proof that this stuff happened, and you're like, but who's the arbiter of saying that he was used as bait? It wasn't written down by any legal authority that he was used by bait, so therefore I don't have to believe. This is why I said I don't want to prove this.
Tic Tac, I'm being used as bait right now in this TikTok live, so you guys can get a lot of views. Okay, I'm being used as bait right now. Tic Tac,
we don't need you.
I'm being used as bait, Tic Tac.
No. The reason I can demonstrate.
Do you see how stupid that is?
No, I can demonstrate why you're not, Brian.
Okay, well then I'm bait right now for my BSN program that I'm a part of.
Would you like me to demonstrate why you're not bait?
No, because I'm bait, and I'm telling you I'm bait. No, I know I'm bait, Erica.
You're not bait because you're here voluntarily. You're here voluntarily.
Oh, I wasn't speaking about this. I said I'm not bait here. I said I'm bait
You can
for
leave
the BSN
anytime you
program.
want. You can leave anytime
I'm
that
also
you
bait
want.
for the tax paying program. I'm bait for a lot of things.
Well,
I'm
using
bait.
You're using bait very liberally, no pun intended.
But the point I'm
if you have
making
the
is that
ability to get out of it, then it's not bait.
the point I'm making is anybody can say anything is bait, and that doesn't make it bait. You guys are just inherently agreeing with it. That doesn't
Okay.
necessarily mean that it's
Right,
objective truth.
stop.
You can call
Stop.
whatever word you want. It's still a bad thing what happens. Whatever fucking word you want to put with it.
If I go and remove somebody's child from school, and then I stand outside their home that I can't go into because I don't have a signed judicial warrant, and I'm standing outside their home with their child who they can see from the windows because I want them to come out, what would you call that?
An incentive.
Oh, Hector.
In fact, I'll put it.
Hector,
I'll
thank you
put
for
it
gifting
in
I'm not
Erica.
going to answer stupid questions, Erica.
Of course you're not.
That's
W
a fallacy.
Hector.
Not. Okay, it's not a fallacy. So if I want a lion to come, I don't know, I want to give it some medical check or something, and I put a piece of meat inside the cage because I want the lion to go in, what would we call that piece of meat?
Look, do you have photo corroborating evidence that the police took this kid, went to his house, and then dangled him by like a fishpole and said, "Here, come get him,
Who
it's
said
your
they
kid."
Who said they dangled him by you? Now you're being
Okay, I was
Now
trying to be
you're
funny.
you're being
Well, that didn't work
hyperbolic.
out too
I
well.
was trying to be
No, but-
funny. I was
Yeah,
trying to
but
be
that's-
funny.
It
Keyword
just
trying.
makes you sound shitty, to be honest. It doesn't make you sound funny.
Okay,
All right,
well,
hey, I got to read
people
it.
would think it's funny because that is the image that you're portraying. You're saying that.
I got to read another thing from J Row on the Blue Out with the V. WJ Row, once again, thank you for the 3. It says, oh, and the video I'm speaking about was when Trump was first doing his round years ago. Trump has created this hostile environment in our country, and you're perpetuating it. Yes, I would 100% agree with that. It makes it okay for people. They feel it's okay for them to do these things because he sees them do those things. I would agree with that. WJ Row again.
And at the end of the day,
Okay, I didn't get to finish.
right. At the end of the day, saying it's bait or it's not bait
Matters.
It's literally just.
Could there not
just
have been a
difference-
legal reason that the child got removed?
It's just a difference in opinion over word. If I don't understand, I genuinely don't understand. If it were a cartel standing outside the house with the kid who they'd picked up from school, you'd be quite happy with us using the word bait in order for them to get the father out. But it just so happens that because it's ICE and because you agree with what ICE are doing, you don't care if he's being used as bait.
I'm going to need some photo evidence that they stood outside this man's house with his child. Seriously, don't roll your eyes. I just want photo evidence. If you can show me photo evidence that they stood outside with his child and waited for, because as far as I know, that's not what happened. I don't think they took his child and then stood right outside his house until he came out. It was my knowledge that he ended up getting talked to, or they're trying to verify his mother through the school and they couldn't, and then that's why he stayed with ICE longer than he should have.
Melanie, thank you for the 5 on the Blue Out with
Did
a V. W Melanie, that's spelled MELANNIE. Thank you so much. You're the best. It says Trump has referred to immigrants as vermin and as people who are poisoning the blood of our land. He is the one that ignited this.
Well, I
W
just wanna
Melanie,
say,
thank you so much.
I want to ask a question. Who's allowed to pick a child up from school?
The parents.
Don't change your goalposts. You're the one who's trying to prove.
I'm not. I'm demonstrating. Okay, I get, Brian, that you're not bright enough to understand this, but I'm not moving the goalposts. What I'm an educator.
I probably
right?
have more
I'm
degrees
not-
than you ever will. That's
You
the sad part at my
absolutely
age.
don't. You absolutely don't.
I absolutely do. What are your degrees in?
How many do you have, Brian?
What are your degrees in?
How many do you have, Brian?
What are your degrees in?
How many do you have, Brian?
Answer my question first.
I asked you first. How many do you have?
Oh, I must not have heard you. I thought I did. 2. One of them's BSN, and the other one is an associate's in science.
Oh, That's weird. I have a bachelor's and a master's
Well,
and
in
a
what though?
postgraduate,
In what?
both in sociology, and
Oh, so it's a
a
social
postgrad
science, not a STEM science.
have
Wow, how
and I
impressive,
have.
Erica.
Oh,
How
I'm
impressive.
sorry. Mine beat yours. Neither of mine is an
They do not.
associate's.
Anybody can go to college first.
Neither of not to
Anybody
my
can get
college.
it.
I went to the best university in the country I live in for the subjects that I did. Not anybody can go to the college that I went to.
Okay, good
I
job.
required 3 A's at A level, which is the highest you can get. I
Okay,
required
well then I'm
three
sorry.
A's at A level, and I required a first in my degree in order to proceed to the master's program. So,
Well, that's not how it works in America, so I'm
well,
sorry. A sociology
no,
degree is not.
I know. All of
So
your
I
tests are not.
apologize.
No, I
apologize, Erica.
understand. Your tests are all multiple choice. I get that. It
Well,
must be.
not for my nursing, but that for
Oh,
my nursing, I had to have
nursing.
I had to have an
Nursing.
85.
So it's not even an academic degree. It's
What?
It's a vocational degree.
No, it is
Yes,
100%. It's a STEM degree in the States,
it's a
Erica.
vocational degree. But thank you.
Erica, it's not a vocational degree in the States.
It's
I think
absolutely a vocational degree.
it's a STEM field degree. It's literally under the blanket of STEM at my college.
Just so
I
you
almost think you're
know,
about to get
even
kicked.
medicine is a vocational degree because it links
I am
directly to a job. That's what a
You just got
vocational
kicked, buddy.
degree
Listen,
means.
me
Okay,
and
hold
you
on.
can go
Hey,
back
hold
and
on. I want to
forth.
tell you something. People like you, just like you so much that you just paid to kick you. Who was that? WJC. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, JC. WJC. As you guys can see, I'm struggling to get this thing on screen here to make it fit. If you guys have been noticing, for 5 minutes,
By
I'm
the
trying to
way-
get
Can you
this.
flip it? Can you turn it
Dude,
sideways?
I am going insane inside my head. I'm just not expressing it out loud. But like, I am just going insane. Like
I just
God
want to
damn
say,
it. You go.
okay. By the way, a vocational degree is there's I have all the respect for nurses, and all a vocational degree means, as opposed to an academic degree, is that it relates to a specific job field. An academic degree means it relates to a specific to like a specific area
do this.
of study. So that's all that means. But I knew it would annoy him, so I did it.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I love a lot of nurses, so I'm not gonna talk shit about it.
I
Like,
can't
they've
do
saved
this.
my ass
I
more
can't
than-
fucking
more
do
than
this. I
dozens
just
of
want to
times.
delete this thing. How do I delete it? Maybe that'll work. I don't want this on screen anymore. All right, do we have opposition? I will change that in the background at some point. Guys, if you voted for Trump, if you disagree with the background, hit the request button, please. Oh my god, I can't. It doesn't even let me delete this, so I can at least restart it. Gosh, I can't make this fit. That's what she said. Or he
Oh
said.
shit, Dr. Keisha Davis is in here. We should have got her up here.
Yeah, and Dr. Michael's in the comments as well, and he was like, I just wanted to dunk on him in the whole degrees situation. Like, I don't even know, like, an associate's degree, I don't even really know what that is because we don't have them here. You know, you get a bachelor's degree, and then you might go on to do a master's, and you might go on to do like a PhD or a doctoral of some description. Yeah, a 2-year degree. Okay, I get you. So
Guys, we're looking for opposition.
not a
I see
full
somebody in the
degree.
request box, but I don't think you're opposition. But we'll see. Meanwhile, I am going to continue to try to make this fucking thing fit the screen. It's so much harder than it looks, by the way. Hence why I can't make it fucking fit. Keep tapping and sharing, everybody. All right, this person's not loading. Oh, wait, they're there. Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up, man?
I was just gonna say, Paige has been sending me stories about Liam Ramos. He wasn't actually taken out of school. That was just a report by the superintendent of the school. Was doing the interview with the press, so it kind of got mixed up a little bit. It wasn't he wasn't taken out of school, as reported by the superintendent of Columbia Heights, Minneapolis suburb, said the press conference on Wednesday. An agent had taken Liam out of the car, led the boy to the front door, and directed him to the knock on the door, asking to be let in order to see if anyone else was home, essentially using the 5-year-old as bait, the superintendent said in a statement. And that's from Paige, the Russian spy.
The Russians.
Yeah.
I want to say as well. I just want to acknowledge that somebody said in the comments a lot of people go to community colleges to do an associate's because of cost. I completely get that.
Shit.
Unfortunately, here, whatever degree you get, it costs you the same amount. It's like £10,000 a year to do a degree wherever you go. It doesn't matter if you go to Oxford or whether you go to a local college and do it. It's the same price. So it makes me sad that you have that situation.
Is that in like cheese or beef tallow or 10,000
No,
pounds is a lot?
pounds sterling.
Oh
tic-tac.
shit! Okay.
I can't do this. This is incredibly fucking frustrating. I just can't do this. And I can't even explain why I can't. So it doesn't let me size it down this way when it gets too small, because there's 3 dots. There's one on the corner where you can expand it this way. There's one on the other corner where you can expand it this way. And there's the middle one where you can shorten it. But when it gets too small, it doesn't. The cursor can't find it. And so every time I get close, I can't do it anymore. Like I just can't do it.
Oh, thank you, Tammy, and thank you to everyone that sent me a gift. I'm, as always, delighted. Yeah, I know. I was talking to Steve, Facts Still Matter, about his daughter's
I can't.
like costs for university, and it's crazy. And here also, you don't pay it back till you're earning a certain amount, and it comes out of your salary as a tax, like a percentage. So you're never in that situation where you have a huge bank loan that you have to pay back.
Thanks for the gifts, guys. I appreciate you. I never notice them until somebody else mentions it, but thank you guys very much. I appreciate y'all. I'm bad about that. I really am. I'm old. That's why.
All right. I'm
blame
deleting
Lego.
it. I can't deal with that anymore. It's making me too stressed out. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. We are looking for opposition. Mods, if you guys can help out and still try to invite ops, that would be great. And click the red follow button on the top left if you're enjoying live. All right, I'm gonna restart this thing. Ah, boy, Erica, how you doing today? You doing okay?
I'm all right. I'm off for a week now. Woo woo.
Oh, that's nice. Why are you off for a week?
It's half term, so the way the school year, because we have I guess what you would call all year school.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't have a huge break in the summer
Right,
for like
right.
2.5, 3 months. We have 6 weeks off in the summer, so we do anywhere between 5 and 8 weeks of school, and then we get a week off, and then we do another 5 to 8 weeks, and we get 2 weeks off, and then we repeat that until it gets the summer break, and then we have 5.5 to 6 weeks off. So yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that some kids in the United States have this week off as well, because I know Matt's going skiing with his daughter.
Oh my god, I got it.
You mean they don't force you to go to school 8 hours a day, 6 days or 7 or 5 days a week to prepare you for the school to factory pipeline?
They do go to school 5 days a week, yes.
Oh, okay.
But we also have weeks off, and I appreciate them because it's like it's a time where I can catch up with all the work I didn't get done during the term.
Yeah, my kids are doing half days my kid. I only got one in school left, but I don't know. For some reason, they're doing Monday through Friday. They're doing half days this week. Teacher conferences and parent-teacher conferences and shit.
I wish we got half days for that. We don't. We have to stay in the evening and do it. But now half of them are online, so that's better. It gives I can get home, get set up, and do them from home rather than having to stay at school for those ones. But I actually have to phone a parent tomorrow because I tried to get hold of them today and I can't. So
Yeah, Doug, I think you fixed it.
I had
There's
to.
an echo.
There is an echo. Yeah, I had to delete it entirely and then restart to get it to the size. But it's, oh my god, I was getting annoyed.
Looks good.
I'm happy it does. But the thing is, I may have to do this every single time, unfortunately. In the background, I know it's misspelled, the uninformed and misogynistic. That's why I have it respelled there. But the thing is, the background that was remade where it's spelled correctly, it doesn't allow me to put it up there. So I'm stuck with having to just correct the spelling below it. I know it looks really tacky. I know. Looks
I
extremely
was wondering
tacky.
if that was a green screen or if you moved into like an emo house or something.
Doug,
Who puts up tapestries anymore, man?
Doug,
One of my
need
moms
you-
made it for me. Yeah, what?
this is what I need you to do. In red, I need you to cross out the incorrect spellings, and I need you to write the correct spellings in red. So,
I will see what I can do. I am seeing if I can change the background somehow. And people on the tube, again, I am going to make it so you guys can request to come on up. I already have a Google number. I just need to set it up and I guess put it on screen or in the comments for you guys to be able to come up. It shouldn't be too difficult to set that up, I don't think, but we'll see.
I mean, how many of MAGA are uniformed? I have no idea. Could be a lot, right? I imagine a few of them have got a black shirt or two.
Oh, all right, David. Yeah, there's better backgrounds here. I see them. Oh, this is a good one.
Somebody said tapestry slander. My bad.
Where's all the ops at? We had a bunch of ops requesting before, and they're just gone now. What's the deal?
They travel around in packs, Doug.
All right, let me see if I can change the background. I think I can change it to something else. Give me 1 second here. Where was it? It was on the desktop. Yes! How's this? Good? No? Maybe?
Well, that's good.
You've still
Well,
got
it's
uninformed.
different.
Oh no, you got rid of it.
No, I got rid of it. All right, this is good, right? You guys like this? I gotta shift it over. This is why I have to have my fucking phone right above me to see what it looks like from your guys' point of view, because it's different. It like when it looks good on my screen, it's shifted to the left for people watching on the phone. All right, I think we're good now. Yeah, perfect. Got it. Now I shifted it. We're good.
I was talking about this yesterday. I had this thought the other day, like
Thoughts are good.
10 years, yeah, like 10 years ago when QAnon, I have them every now and then. I'm just full of good ideas. Sometimes I fart one out. When QAnon started, like 10 years ago,
QAnon?
right?
Oh,
Everybody,
God. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I can't say that word.
It probably sounds like a word they don't like, but anyways, good.
Okay,
Just
the
say
Q,
Q,
the
yeah.
Q, when the Q started, and they were coming out with like the really crazy stuff, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
The adrenochrome and the Pizzagate and all this stuff, and everybody's like, "What the fuck? This is
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?" Right? Now that the Epstein files, like their
I
whole thing
know.
was like, there's a cabal and they're all doing these horrible things, and everybody's like, "You guys are out of your mind, right? This
It's
is not
crazy
happening.
how
There's
accurate-
no
I
way
mean,
that's possible."
There were some things they were wrong about, but like the eating of the, I don't want to say it on TikTok, but like that was in the e-files too. Like it's wild.
Yes, I know.
Like-
it was there. They're talking about like jerky and shit like that, man. And I'm like,
It
what
is
So
pretty crazy. Yeah.
then we go to him though, Doug, and we're like, "Hey guys, like I almost want to apologize. Like, hey guys,
Like you were right.
You were-
but
you were kinda
it was just
right
the
about
wrong
some of
people.
this stuff.
It was just the wrong people that
But-
you were accusing them of.
now that it's all in the open,
Mm-hmm.
we can say, okay, look, this is happening. Here's the evidence that you guys have been talking about. And they'll still say, yeah, but it wasn't our guy. There's no evidence it was our guy. There's no proof. He wasn't taken to court.
But they say, oh,
there
he
wasn't
called.
a jury that
But
said,
they say, oh, he snitched on Jeffrey E. because he called the authorities.
Yeah, right.
But that was after.
But
That was
he
after.
knew.
Yeah. So
But
that makes him
also-
look worse because he said we all knew about this. Well, if we all knew, then why didn't you say something sooner, buddy?
I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
guys should have
also
went
in
in guns blazing, man.
Yeah.
In the same sentence, though, they'll say, well, he hasn't been taken to court, so you can't prove that he did anything. There's no proof that he did anything. And in the same sentence, they'll go, but the Biden crime family and Biden sniffs kids, and that makes him like.
Yeah.
Either there's proof or there's not. And if there is, then the burden of proof remains the same for everybody.
And then when there are court cases, they're all Democrat judges and bullshit, and like none of it right? Like it's all fake news, and it doesn't matter. Like they have an excuse for everything every single time.
Well, it came out that Steve Bannon is cute. Like that's he's
Well,
the one that was putting all that shit out.
there is some evidence that they were trying to put that information that we all know now, but putting out towards the other side. So they were really good at pushing out propaganda. It's crazy. Guys, keep tapping and sharing. We're looking for opposition. What's up, Michael?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How about you?
What's up, Michael?
I just saw y'all didn't have anybody, so I just wanted to hang out for a second. But no, I to piggyback off what y'all were just saying, it seemed like from the stuff I have read so far, that those folks were pretty active on 4chan and some of those sites, purposely kind of putting a little bit of that stuff out there to kind of do what y'all are saying, make it sound so outlandish that it was like, yeah, nobody would do XYZ. That's crazy, you crazy conspiracy theorists. And now a little bit of it's like, oh, yikes.
Yeah. It's crazy how much of
Infowars,
that.
exactly, Paige.
It's crazy how much of all of that stuff that we thought was wildly insane is now like coming to be most likely true.
Yeah, but what gets me about all of the conspiracy theory stuff is right. All what this is the same thing that this has been for time immemorial, which is that rich men be rich menning, right? It has always been the case that the super rich and the super powerful have got away with things that normal everyday people would never get away with ever. And all of that conspiracy theory stuff in the first place just made me, what do you mean a deep state? Of course governments do things that we never find out about. Of course they do. Of course rich powerful people are able to influence governments because they're rich and powerful. Like, just why does it take somebody else to tell you this is happening for you to understand that this is happening?
I mean, listen, I think a lot of them, as we have said before, just lack basic media literacy. And I think it is just, it is easier to just get your information from somebody that you trust, right? If you trust Trump, you trust, the InfoWars guy, Alex, whatever his name is, I can't think of his name, but
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones, if you trust, or Joe Rogan or anybody, right? It's just easier to take their word for it than it is to actually look and to see if these things are true or not, right? Like, it seems like they blindly don't want to look at the e-files. They would rather just hear Trump say, oh, I'm not in them. Oh, I'm innocent. It takes more work, and people don't like to put in the work, for better or worse, and obviously for worse, more likely. So that's unfortunately how it is. Good information is hard to find. Bad information is easy to find. Let me see if this is Mom, how are you? That felt weird saying that. Guest, how are you? Four paws. It felt weird saying Mom, how are you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're okay. You're okay. No worries. It
It
happens to the best of us. I'll bring you down. Take care, okay? All right, guys. We are looking for ops, though. If you voted for Trump, if you're conservative, Republican, etc., hit the request button.
I'm gonna drop because I'm due somewhere else in like 20 minutes, and I need to go to the bathroom and get some food and shit. Anyway, well, not and shit,
All right,
but you know what I mean.
Oh, somebody posted a mission. Who was that? Is that you? You see that,
Yeah.
TikTok?
Yeah, what the hell? All right, man, I'll bounce.
Sorry. TikTok got a misinformation flag. That's wild to me.
Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah, guys, keep tapping and sharing. We are looking for ops. Just like that, we lost 2 panelists. Look at that. Yeah, you got. I don't know what it is. He said. I don't know. Who knows?
Huh.
Yeah. How you been, Michael? Doing okay overall?
Overall, I can't complain. Just the winter is kind of our busy season in the hospital, so it's been that way. But everything going good for you?
Yeah, man. Pretty consistent day-to-day life. I got my clients I train. I do this, of course, and that's about it, man. That's about it.
Yeah,
Nothing changes.
I
Yeah,
made it a
Paige, that
goal
could have been
for
it.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
No, I was just talking to Paige in the comments. Good. You're good.
Gotcha. No, I was just gonna say you mentioned training. I made it a goal this year to do a powerlifting meet here in a couple months. I
Oh, that's
haven't
nice.
competed or done anything in several years since my son was born. So I've been training the past couple months now, and I'm looking forward to it here in like May.
What are your current numbers like roughly around?
So I mean, my bench is around 350. My squats around
Oh, yeah.
450, and my deadlift is around there. It's the one that's lagging, but I'm a big baby when it comes to like protecting my lower back. So
I hear ya.
I probably could push a little further. I just,
Yeah. So the bench, I have you competed in a powerlifting meet before? Or is this going to be your first?
this will be my first one. Yeah.
Okay. So you know the rules with it, right? Like with bench, you can't just like bounce it down. You can't just grab it and you have to
Yeah.
pause. You got to wait for them to tell you to lift it back off, which is usually about a good second or so, which feels like a long
Yeah,
time.
I've been doing like the rest pause sets to
Okay.
practice.
Yeah. You
Um,
really
with the pause at the
practice that,
bottom.
because it is tough in competition. You have to wait for them to tell you to unrack it, to then bring it down, and then to push it back up, and then to rack it again. So if you push it up and you're still good and you rack it too early, that doesn't count. It doesn't matter if you bench 1,000 pounds. It will not count. It's wild. So you have to be able. Yeah. Deadlift is much easier. There's really no commands with it. You just lift it up and just you have to fully lock out, and that's about it. Squat it's not so bad either. But yeah, be careful with the bench. But those are good numbers, though. Those are really good numbers. What weight class would you be competing in?
I'm around 260, 270 right now, so I'm
okay.
probably not gonna like win, but I just want to do it because I haven't before.
Yeah, no. That's what I did. I did my first one for fun. I did a second one. Funny enough, my first one I did for fun. I came in first overall. The second
Nice.
one, I just came in first in my weight class. So, funny enough, I did better on my first. But it really depends on who shows up, right? If people who are relatively weak show up, you'll do well. If there's really good competitors, you may not do as well. But it's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to have a goal. I got kind of a little stagnant with my training for a bit.
Yeah, no, it's good to work towards. I agree for sure.
No.
Enjoy it.
Well, in more like relevant, politics stuff, I was doing my daily scroll this morning, having my coffee, and I don't know if you've seen. There's a little clip that's traveling around. I guess it was like some podcaster talking to RFK, and him saying something along the lines of, "I'm not scared of germs. I used to do powder off of toilet seats back in the day." It's like, Jesus Christ.
Who was this? Who was this?
It was RFK talking to some podcaster,
So
Vaughn or
wild.
something.
Oh, Leo,
Yeah, no, it was-
Leo Vaughn or whatever his name is.
Yeah. I say I'm not aware of the guy he was talking to, but it was this. I think I was.
That
on
sounds
Reddit or
like something.
It was just-
That sounds like something RFK would say, though, for sure.
no, I mean he said it. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
it was not like
No, I'm not
it-
denying. I'm just saying that's like a very quintessential RFK thing. Like,
Yeah, he was
fact
just
that
like,
he
I'm
said
not
that
scared
is-
of germs.
Yeah.
I used to use toilet seats as my, it's like Jesus, man.
I mean, listen, I have used that as well, and I probably used it in unsanitary places. However, I'm also not the head of HHS. I'm not saying
Right. I
it
was
in a,
saying
yeah.
there's doing sketchy stuff, and then there's being the leader of
Yeah,
HHS and setting it on camera,
yeah,
and it's like, man, that's just uh, you know,
yeah, no,
it's
for
not.
sure.
It's a,
Wild stuff. I may have to restart here, you guys, pretty soon, because it does not look like we're going to be getting anybody at the moment. I don't know why, but it seems to be slowing down.
that that last guest scared everybody off.
Yeah.
Nobody felt like they could be more ridiculous.
I'll restart, guys. Yeah, I think a restart is needed.
Uh,
I agree. So make sure you guys give me a quick follow if you don't already follow me, because I'm going to restart very quickly. I will end it, and I will be live again in less than 10 seconds. Okay. Um, anything you wanted to say real quickly before I restart, Michael?
nope.
Okay.
Everybody go be safe. Yeah.
Cool.
Nothing.
All right. I'll see you guys all in like 10 seconds. Not even. People on the tube, don't worry. The screen will restart and we'll be good to go. $80K? Muhammad, what are you talking about? What's that $80K in relevance to? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the other comment. I make $80K. Guys, are you really bragging or talking about how much you make? Who gives a shit? Who honestly gives a shit how much you make? As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. There's plenty of horribly depressed people that make millions of dollars. There's plenty of very happy people who make 60, 70K. I understand it's nice to have money, and nobody's saying that, but it's weird to brag about it. It's not a good trait to have to brag about money. It's really not. There you go. I don't need money when I have Jesus. See? There you go. There you go. 80K can go a long way depending on where you are. It can go a long way. If you're making 80K in San Francisco, no, that's not gonna go too well. I've had jobs here in Tampa where I've made 55K years ago, and I was totally fine. I did not worry about my next paycheck coming. I was totally fine. Where I was making 55. So depends on how well you are with money. Depends on where you're at. Hey May. Hey Lisa. Hey Adrian. Make sure you guys tap the live. Those on TikTok, please tap away. Let's try to get the likes up a bit quicker. It looks like it took a long ass time just to get to 25K before. That's really big to get the likes up. It helps. The engagement's really important. I know it's a lot to tap the screen, guys. I know, but the support does help in terms of that. Yet you beg for money, says somebody who's really miserable with their job. I can say the same thing. You go to your work and beg for money. Like that, you literally can say that about any single job. Oh, you're a police officer. You beg for money while you drive around in your police car. You're a janitor. Oh gosh, you beg for money while you mop the floor. That's what a job is. You get compensation for a task that you do. That's a job. By that same logic, you can call anybody who does a live stream or some sort of podcast as somebody begging for money. You can call Joe Rogan. He begs for money because he does the same thing, just on an incredibly much larger scale. So, but you're not going to say that because you like Joe Rogan. But I understand you guys just say this to make yourself feel better. I get it. Guys, we are looking for opposition. Please keep tapping in, sharing. Make sure you all send in your heart me, okay? Last time I checked, begging would be saying, please, 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 please give me money, and just asking over and over again. And I consistently say, hey guys, you are welcome to show support, but you don't have to. What's up, Mike? What's up, Paige? How are ya? Bryant, what's up? Bryant, if you don't like it, blame capitalism. Sounds like you have an issue with capitalism and not me. But you're not going to blame capitalism because you're not allowed to on the right. You're not allowed to blame capitalism. So you're just going to blame me instead. What's up, Jim? Jim on the tube, hello. Igyoran, hello. Muhammad once again. We got some miserable ass human beings in the tube comment section. Like, they are absolutely fucking miserable with their lives. As I always say, nobody who's really, really happy and content with their life spends their time in a comment section of somebody they don't like, saying negative things one after another, after another, after another, after another. Like, you have to be in a very, very, very dark, depressed, miserable place in your life to be doing those things over and over again. That's not to say that just because you leave one comment in a place or a live of whatever of somebody you don't like, that means you're miserable. No, but if you consistently do that on a day-to-day basis, and you spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours per day in the comment section of someone you don't like, yeah, I think you're in a very dark, miserable, and depressed place in your life. I do. Because again, happy people don't do that. Josh, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. How old are you?
I'm 21 and I'm from California.
Alrighty. What's on your minds?
Yeah. Well, I was a Trump supporter from 2016 up until 2025-ish. But yeah, for all the MAGA people out there, I just have to say to y'all that Trump is sold out and he is literally destroying America as we speak. And it's really sad, honestly, that I fell for it.
How did what caused you to lose this? For him to lose your support?
Yeah, it was just his policies, and then the way he's putting Israel over America. I wish that he would put us Americans first, regardless of party. And I think that Americans need to realize that the biggest threat to us right now is our own government, because they're just taking all the power for themselves.
So in the coming election in 28, the national election, would you vote? Because likely it's going to be I mean, assuming things go as how they traditionally do, it likely would be Vance, right? Versus, I don't know who would be the Democrat. Where would you lean in that direction?
It sucks, honestly. I think that both parties are the same evil. At the end of the day, I vote for the restorative party at this point. But I mean, I don't think there's an honest, good candidate on either side at this point.
Okay, so it sounds like you just want to vote in that election?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, listen, I think there's a lot of people in your shoes. I speak to a lot of people who once voted for Trump who seem like they just don't want to vote in general, right? It doesn't seem like they necessarily want to vote Democrat. They just don't want to vote. And I think that's a big reason why his approval rating is like dropped dramatically. I just think there's going. I think there's going to be a incredibly smaller turnout in the next election as far as Republicans go. That's just the direction it's going in. Right? Because there's a lot of people. I don't know if this is the case with you. There are people who are much further right than Trump who think he's not doing enough deportations, that he's just not conservative enough, and of course there are people left who think the other way. But it sounds like you stand in the other direction.
Yeah, I do stand in the other direction. I mean, I don't see the deportations as a good thing. I think ICE is doing a terrible job, and I think that Border Patrol is doing a terrible job as well, and it just sucks.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, listen, I am trying to get to some Trump supporters, but I do appreciate you coming on up and sharing that, and I think it's good for you to continue to do that on other lives if you're able to, okay?
For sure.
All right, Josh, take care. Have a good one. Guys, keep tapping and sharing. Let's try to get to 25K. Tap away. I know it sucks to tap. I get it. But it really does help. Keeps us on the algorithm. The fun little FYP, engaging in the comments, all that helps too. But make sure you guys, of course, give me a follow if you're enjoying the live, and sub to me on the tube. Whoever's trying to come out right now is loading. I don't think they're in it anymore. Eldon, if you want to re-request, you're welcome to do so. I'll let it load for a second. But I see on the phone that you're off screen, so I don't know what happened. But just re-request if you want. Let's see what people in the tube are up to. Nah, same old shit, complaining. What a surprise. What a surprise. People in the tube comment section complaining. That never happens.
Yo, I just want to say, my man, props to you. MAGA is destroying America.
All right, man. Cool. Well, let me get to some opposition, but I appreciate it. Take care, okay? All right. All right. We got somebody else here. Usually lately it's been trolls and whatever. Jam, how you doing?
Yeah, MAGA's.
Oh no, you got cut off there. If you're trying to speak, I can't hear you. You have to be on screen for us to hear you, man. Hello? Jam, if you are speaking right now, we cannot hear you. Jam going once. Jam going twice. Well, we're going to go to the next guest. You can try to come back on screen. Chanch, hello.
What's up?
Hey, man, how old are you?
30.
All right, what's up?
I don't think that MAGA, the political movement, is destroying America. I think that the same forces that have, immiserated Americans for many decades are still the same forces immiserating America. I think if anything, MAGA is like, as a political movement, they have some left-wing tendencies, you could argue.
Like what?
Like their proclivity to reindustrialization, or a lot of their vocal anti-war sentiments.
Well, but that's not what's happening in practice, though. Or there might be some rhetoric of them saying we're anti-war, president of peace, etc. But currently, that's obviously not happening.
Well, I'm talking about MAGA, not like separate from Trump exactly. Like all presidents get corrupt when they are in the office. Same thing with Obama, Biden, Bush, Trump. They all serve the same donor class, right? You'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, what class are you referring to?
The donor class, the monopoly and the owners of monopoly and finance capital, the JE list people, the ruling class.
I just feel like this is going in a certain direction. Who do you think ultimately
I'm just saying that.
Who do you think is ultimately responsible? Like at the end of the day,
Ultimately
at the top.
responsible?
Yeah, ultimately at the top. Who or what are the things that are making issues occur?
Well, the problem is the ruling class. There's a class that owns all of the productive forces, aren't there?
Okay, are you
Like
talking?
who owns the energy?
Okay, are you
Who
talking
owns
about?
the financial sector?
Are you talking about like the top 0.1%, like the
No, I'm talking
multi-millionaires,
about
millionaires, or?
I'm talking about like who owns the financial system and the monopoly industries that like replicate American life.
Who
Like
owns
what are
who?
the fundamental?
But
Sorry,
who
you
owns
were
the
saying?
financial? Yeah, so who owns the financial systems?
A small, basically cabal of private owners that own the banks.
Okay,
The banks aren't public, you know.
and are they of a specific type of people, with a certain background? What are these people? Who are these people?
Usually they're landed aristocrats. They're old money, so to speak. They have many. They have no. There's a large constitution. The only unifying factor is that they own the banks and thus the financial system.
Okay, and what would be your solution?
What would be my solution? I'm just
Or
saying,
a
simply pointing out
a solution.
that one, nationalize all the banks. They've proven that they cannot be, they can't govern themselves. The financial crisis, if anything, proves this. And you should nationalize all key industry.
Nationalize all what?
Key industry, like the energy
Okay.
sector,
So,
information technology.
and you said you voted for Trump, right?
Yeah, it was mostly a spite vote. Like it was mostly to spite the liberals, whom I despise.
Okay, so what issues do you have with those on the left?
That they worship the institutions that are ruled over by the ruling class, like that they gleefully went into conflict with the Ukrainian neo-Schmazis, etc. That they are increasingly the party of Wall Street, etc., and the party of big tech.
Okay, he spoke about a few things. So Ukraine, right? Are you saying that
Yep.
was something that people on the left like funding Ukraine?
I find that their lack of criticism of that something like the Azov Battalion could be absorbed into the official capacity of the Ukrainian military and the banning of opposition parties under literally an actor president. I think that that maybe should have been scrutinized a little bit further, to put it lightly.
Did so? Did you think it was not a good idea to fund them in relation to the war that they were having with Russia? Like, did you think we should just stay totally out of that, or should we stay in it, and to what degree, if so?
I think that the United States has absolutely no business whatsoever in the sovereign affairs, so to speak, of the Ukraine. No.
Okay, but when we make promises to other countries and we break those promises, that's probably not a good look, though, with us, right? Like if we promised to them in the '90s via the Budapest Memorandum, I'm not saying
Well, we
we had a
also
legal. I'm not saying we had a legal
uh,
obligation, but we certainly, I believe, have
okay.
a moral obligation to help them out.
Did we also not promise the Soviet Union at the time that NATO would not expand 1 inch east?
Well, I mean, let's
We
just.
break promises all the time.
So when do you decide it's okay to keep a promise versus breaking a promise?
Well, do you want me to go into like the intricacies of the Ukraine conflict? Because I'd rather not, but
We don't have to
I
go
think
into
it's
the
much more
intricacies of
complicated.
it. No, I'm just saying, considering it was a very small percent of our DoD budget, and the money wouldn't have gone to anything else that you may have wanted to go towards, I don't see how helping them minimizing unalivings would be a bad thing.
Well, they actually are perpetuated. This is where we have to get into the details. What do you think was going on from like 2014 to 2021 in the Donbass region?
What does that have to do with in relation to the funding of them
It's
in the current
literally
time?
the point of the war. So it's like we're not funding the war to get to do some sort of humanitarian thing. Do you think that there's like the geopolitics exists as like, oh, we do the good right thing? No, it has everything to do with the kind of efforts to balkanize or regime change Russia because they're an existential threat to the ruling class that own the American state.
Okay, but it's probably not a good thing if Russia would take over Ukraine, considering that they wanted to, and we probably don't want anything to go in that direction. 'Cause it would
So the
be very,
Ukraine
it'd be
has
very
official neo, dude. The
what?
Ukrainian military has official neo-Schmazis, and banderism is wildly popular and has been encouraged by the OSS and the CIA for decades.
Can you give that?
What?
Wait, you're saying the Ukrainian military is full of neo-Nazis?
There's a significant portion.
Can
First
you
of all,
show
the
that?
Azov Battalion.
That's
This
going to
is
be something
the
you're going to have
Azov
to
Battalion
prove,
is
though.
officially part of the.
But that's a big claim. I'm asking for you to prove that.
All right, the Azov Battalion is part of the Ukrainian National Guard, right?
I'm just asking you to prove that the majority of them are neo-Nazis.
I
I think
don't
that's
have to. I can't prove that the majority of them. I can
but that was
prove
your claim,
for
though.
a fact.
That was your claim.
I'm saying that there is a significant Nazification of the Ukrainian armed forces. Yeah,
A Nazification. That's a new one.
yeah.
Would
It's through banderism. Are you familiar with Stefan
what?
Bandera?
What? What do you mean by significant? That's a very subjective term. What's
I mean, I
significant?
don't know the exact numbers, but I have reason to believe, based on the official capacity of the National Guard to absorb an explicit neo-Schmazi regime in the Azov Battalion, that yeah, this is significant. That there is a undercurrent of neo-Nazi tendencies in the Ukrainian militia.
I just think that's
This
going
is
to be
the type of stuff
something you
like I
have to
want to
prove.
avoid talking about, but yeah.
No, but I'm not going to let something like that slide if you make a claim like that. That's a bold claim to make.
Okay,
And
okay, it's a bold claim to make, but what do you think constitutes? Do you understand the history of right sector that was instrumental in the Maidan Revolution, or Azov, or what banderism even is? Like, what
you're
do you
you're
even know about it?
you're trying to pivot away from what we're talking about. You're trying to do all these things to move it away from the point of what we're talking about. I don't care about
Okay,
what random details you
refocus.
know about anything else. Cool, you know some
Okay,
details about stuff. Great. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
All right. I say that it is far more likely that Russia sees the militarization and the radicalization of Ukraine and its support with NATO writ large as an existential threat to its own sovereignty. And I think that the United States and the West, broader West, sees an opportunity for regime change in Russia. I think
But
that it is more likely than not that there is a rational response by Russia. That is my opinion
Russia taking
personally.
over Ukraine would be an existential threat towards them, not the other way around. I don't understand how that would be an existential threat.
Well,
What you said
I mean,
versus Russia taking
that
them
is the
over.
argument that the West. Well, that's the argument that the West props up that Russia wants to invade all of Ukraine. The argument that
They've
Russia
expressed
gets
they've
is
expressed interest in said things, and I think we should
that's fine. I
learn
mean, I
from.
could
I
be
think we should learn
sympathetic.
from historical events that occurred that are very similar. Did
Well,
anybody?
if we want to go
Oh,
into
oh,
history
hold
with
on. I do
Ukraine
need to
and the
say
tolerance
something.
of the
I do need to say something. People in the comments dislike you so much they paid to kick you. Goodbye. Stormy, thank you so much. W Stormy in the comments. I think he was trying to purposely do a word salad thing to, number one, make himself sound smarter than he is, right? And I think two, his goal was to try to confuse me to make it seem like, oh, I don't know anything at all, to stay away from exactly what we were trying to talk about. But anyways, Stormy, thank you so much. That was exhausting. I'd love to have another guest. Anybody that's opposition, you voted for Trump, you're Republican, conservative, you disagree with the background, there's a request button. Please do hit that. It was a large word salad. Very large word salad. You're a Marxist. You're a Marxist, but you voted for Trump. Okay, cool. I think you're just making shit up as you go along. Guys, he's a Marxist, but he voted for Trump. Now, I know Marxists here. I'm friendly with some Marxists on this app. They didn't vote for Trump. Oh gosh, we spoke yesterday. What's up?
Yo, why do you have that prompt, dude? It makes me
Just a
offended, actually.
good. That was the goal.
But why do you say I'm destroying America, though? Like, I don't understand.
Well, number one, how old are you?
Well, I'm 20.
All right. And you voted for Trump?
I did.
Okay. Do you support the current administration?
Yeah, I do support him because let me be honest, right? I'm a family of
I like
Republicans.
honesty. I like honesty. So yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a family from Republicans, and my family also, told me that under Trump and back in his first term, we were all more financially rich.
What do you mean by financially rich? Can you expand upon that? I think that's a good topic to talk about.
So I would say that their businesses were doing much better, and after COVID hit, with all the regulations that I think the Biden administration put out, we couldn't allow people to eat inside the restaurants
But that happened during
or
Trump, though. We had a year of COVID under Trump. What are you talking about?
but people could still go out. Like there was no lockdowns, there
Not
was none
the
of that.
first year. It was pretty damn strict. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
Joe,
about.
you live in Florida. We eat outside in Florida all the time. We
Yeah.
have patios, back patios, front patios. We will turn the roof of like a taco stand. We'll sit on top of that and eat outside. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Well,
Florida
I'm
was
saying
closed down
that
for like 3
when you
days.
have a restaurant, you also have like chairs and stuff in the inside, and most of the people obviously want to eat in the inside because over here it's hot as hell.
Well,
So,
the safety precautions were taken. That's not a problem.
but like, why mandate mask? What does that have to do?
I don't know. Do you want your surgeon to wear a mask?
No, not at all. I want to see him because if he does something to me, I want to
You're
know his
gonna be
identity.
out when you're. Oh gosh, dude. Let's bring up somebody who's in the medical
Joe,
field.
you're such a little troll.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
I asked
You don't like the
yeah,
truth, I
yeah,
guess.
be quiet, Joe.
Uh-huh.
I asked you yesterday, Floridian to Floridian, the daughter of immigrants to the son of immigrants. Are you going back to Germany or where was it? Your mom's from El Salvador?
Yeah,
Yeah, which one are you going back to? Because I need you to like
I
start
told you I
booking.
was honest, and you don't like my answer. I said Germany because they have a better economy.
Hold
I
on,
think
but
you should.
Let's have Dr. Michael chime in on this before we talk about a different topic. What's up, man?
They wanted masks to prevent or reduce spread of the disease. I feel like this is not a hard concept multiple years later.
Dr. Michael, he knows this. They all know
Yeah,
this
yes, they do.
ad nauseum. He just thinks it's part of his, like, taking away his freedoms.
It is part of taking away my freedom.
You live in South Florida. We are outside all the time, Joe.
Exactly,
what are you
right? So
complaining
making the
about?
change of wearing a mask and not knowing who your neighbors are, or not being able to visit people, or not being able to drive without being asked for your COVID card, those things I don't appreciate.
You don't support
You don't
people
appreciate it.
having to carry around their papers.
What?
You don't like that? You don't like people having to carry around their papers?
Well, I said people
That
can
seems
wear a
wild, 'cause,
mask
like,
or
isn't
not,
that
but
a
if
thing
you're
right now
mandated to
that
wear a
people need to
mask
carry
to
their
go
papers?
outside, I think that's them
Nobody
taking
was
away my
doing that
freedom.
in Florida, Joe. Nobody
Yeah,
was
where are you
mandating
coming
that
out
you
with
had
these
to
things?
wear a mask in Florida.
No, I say I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not
you live
aware of
here,
anyone
yes.
stopping anyone in my red state asking for papers during the pandemic. But
But yeah, but Joe doesn't mind if somebody has like an accent that isn't like a typical, like, say, your average American accent. He doesn't mind if they have to be asked for their papers. Right, Joe?
Well, the way you're putting it, I don't appreciate it.
well, it's how it is.
Nobody gives a
so
shit about
if-
what you appreciate or
yeah.
not. We don't care about your feelings. I'm sorry.
Well, I care about what the Supreme Court said about this, right? And they said that they can use they can racially profile people in a broader perspective, like in a broader reason. Like they have to use one main reason, right? They have to use, for example, I don't know, suspicious or of something, right? And then they can be like, oh, you know what? This person is of color. They don't speak English as natives or Americans, so that's the reasons. They cannot go, oh, you know what? This person is brown. Let me stop them. They can't
That's
do that.
literally what racially profiling is. This
Yeah, but that's
person
not
is-
what the Supreme Court said.
Yes, what the Supreme Court has allowed is in conjunction with. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this person looks good. So explain to me, you have a father who's driving his son back from school, and ICE agents stop him in his own driveway, right? They didn't hear him speak, so they don't know if he has an accent. He is a brown man, right? And they had no deportation requests on him.
Gotcha.
So they go up to the car and they take him and his 5-year-old son out of the car, right? And detain him. Take the 5-year-old up to the front door of the house and demand to be let in the house. You using that 5-year-old child.
Okay.
Hold
I
on,
know
one
who
quick
you're
thing, guys.
talking
We can
about.
get to new guests at 35K. We have a bunch of people in a request. Well, we did. We have one person now. 35K, we can get to new guests. So, guys, tap away if you want a new one. We're looking for opposition. Hit the request button. Go ahead, Joe.
You're talking about that kid with like his dad Liam or something. That was his name, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Can you tell me though where they heard the accent?
Yeah.
How do you hear
the-
someone's accent when they have they're in their driveway with the windows rolled up, and you immediately jump out without any orders, deportation orders, no seizure orders, and detain them? You heard
Yeah.
no accent, but you
Okay.
did see a brown man. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So first of all, I do think that this guy had a asylum something claim, right? And I don't know the whole story about
He's
him,
legally
but
here. So
he was legally here. Why?
He's legally here.
What do you mean,
Here,
why?
seeking
What do you mean,
asylum.
why?
Like, what did he have? What
His
type of documentation?
lawyer had a press conference. He is legally here.
Well, I think you're wrong because all the news that I've been
Then
looking
why
at
was he released
are
from
saying that he's
detention, you potato?
illegally here.
Then why was he released from detention?
Why was he
If he
released
wasn't
from
legally
detention?
here.
Because illegals have a right to get out on bond
There are a lot of people that
On
are not released from
bond?
detention.
or bail, whatever you want to
On
call it.
bond?
No.
Out
No.
on bond. You're ridiculous.
You silly goose. That's not
So
how
you're
that
saying that this guy was
works.
here illegally? He was a
He's-
citizen
No,
of this
he is
country.
here
He was
legally.
here
No, illegal.
legally.
Legal.
I said this. He's
You're wrong.
here legally. His lawyer, and it was confirmed. His lawyer said he's here legally. He's here on asylum.
Oh, there. Okay. It was hard for you to say that? Wow.
What are you talking about,
What do
Well,
you?
I
Joe?
was asking you if he had asylum, and you were like, he's here legally. Let me
Joe,
tell
the
you something.
Flemish
While
have
you have
such a
asylum and it
beautiful.
has
Be
not been
quiet. Be
accepted,
quiet. Be
you are
quiet.
not here
Kayate,
legally.
kayate, kayate.
He
The
has
Flemish have a wonderful saying.
doing the
Get the
process.
water out of your oren. Get the fucking cotton out of your ears. I literally said his lawyer
I don't give a fuck about
said,
his Jewish lawyers.
Oh God damn!
Oh, there it is.
oh.
That always
There
comes
it is.
out every single time. Why don't you guys just introduce yourself as being anti-Semitic? It would make this conversation so much
I'm
easier.
not.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
so
but your
then why the
daddy,
fuck did you say that?
His
Because his
dad's
lawyer's
German.
lying.
Did you learn that from your dad, who's German?
If he's lying, then why did the federal government allow him to leave the detention center that other people are held in for months at a time?
Because I think the federal court was looking into not letting illegals get out on bail, but they ruled.
Dilley Detention Center in Texas currently holds multiple families of people who have been there for months and months at a time, beyond their holding date. This guy in particular and his son were allowed to leave and are now back in Minnesota. You are incorrect.
So they
Try
were
again.
allowed to leave, but
They
now
they are in Minnesota.
Are they in deportation orders or like
They were
are they?
They were unjustly detained.
Because they are legally here.
Well, okay, when you say they're legally here, are you saying that they're trying to do it the legal way while they're
They
here
are
illegally?
doing it the
Both
legal
of
way.
those
They
are
have
true at the same
asylum.
time.
They
Sorry.
Okay.
have Joe, when you ask a question, allow somebody to answer. I know
He
that's
answered it. I
difficult
asked
for you.
him.
Oh, you're only talking to him, even though I brought the fucking topic up? Okay, cool.
No, you just said that he was here illegally. I'm trying to tell you that he's not here legally.
Prove
He's
It's happened.
trying to do it
Yeah,
the
dude,
legal
just
way.
provide the proof.
Prove it.
Provide the proof. 35K, guys, is the goal to get to a new guest. Okay.
Yeah.
We are looking
So
for
my
opposition.
proof
Just
is
prove it. Just prove it. Yeah.
my
Go
proof is Paige said that he was here claiming asylum, correct?
Yes.
Okay, when you're here claiming asylum, that doesn't mean you're here legally. It's until you get accepted.
He is here
Until you what?
legally.
Until
He
you
has
get
done
what?
the
He is
process the
here.
correct
What's the
way.
You can
and
asylum
still
has
get
process?
entered the-
deported even though
Joe.
you're claiming asylum, by the way.
Joe, what is the process? Maybe you don't know what that is. What's
I
the
know the
process when you're
process.
seeking asylum?
So you have to be here in U.S. soil. You can come without vetting process or anything, right? No
You are
checkpoint. It doesn't
vetted,
matter.
you
You have
fucking
up to a
bozo.
year.
Yes.
Okay.
You are vetted. You are vetted and you have 364 days.
Okay, you got 364 days, and then you go through the process. That process can take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, correct?
No,
What?
when you
Okay.
so yes, the process can
Okay.
go on for many years. It's like a continuation, right? So what you do is you go and you continue to go to your court appointments.
Yeah, and they give you like a card so you can work, right? And be
Or
here working
maybe what
legally.
he should do is just do what your mom did and married somebody
Yeah,
to
that's a
get her.
smarter way.
Yeah. He should have
Way
done
smarter. Holy.
what he should have done what your mom did and just fucking
Why
married
when you're
somebody.
losing you get personal? It's
No, because I've already had this conversation with
now
you.
you're
You're an
mean.
absolute like ladder grabbing dirtbag who I swear to God, I need you. You know what a Flughafen is? Your dad's German.
I
You
guess
said you
Marco
spoke some
Rubio's
German?
a ladder puller too, right?
He is.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, actually.
Yes.
Correct.
You know what Rubio is? Rubio is somebody who keeps listening to his abuelas and just is like, oh my God, it's still like this. Oh my God, it's still like this. Oh my God, he's in the Red Scare.
Texas,
I mean,
thank you so much.
take Marco Rubio from like the 1950s Red Scare. He fits in perfectly.
But what does Marco Rubio have to do with like?
You
I
fucking
guess.
brought Marco
You're the one
Rubio
that brought
up,
him
Joe.
up.
No, I'm
just
saying, but what does
wondering when
Marco
you
Rubio
are
like? You
going
guys
to
obviously
go.
call me a ladder
I'm
puller,
just
right?
wondering when you, the ladder puller, because I told you, Heritage Foundation is working right behind Trump administration. They want you and they want me to get sent back to countries we weren't born in only because we were born to immigrants.
Yeah, Paige, and you keep making the
And I
same
lived
state.
in
Oh,
Germany, and guess what, Joe? You
okay.
wouldn't survive a fucking second.
I have friends in Germany, but listen,
I'm
you
sure.
keep making the same statement that Donald Trump wants to deport us, but I think you're getting it wrong. And every time he's saying something, you like change it to your own words, I guess, so it can make sense in your brain.
Joel,
But
is he
Donald Trump said
disputing?
he is
Jo-
trying to what is it called?
Is
Take
he
away the
disputing?
citizenships of kids that were born here from one or two parents that were here illegally, correct?
Hey, Paige, the YouTube comments, they all really love you a lot. And I'm saying that very sarcastically.
Joel,
Yeah,
is he
They
trying
they
to
love you.
challenge birthright citizenship or
Yes,
not?
yes, he's trying to challenge that, but it's the reason is if you're born from let's say a parent, I don't know if it's one or two, if you're born from like a single mom that has no citizenship or not documentation to be here legally, you're not automatically a
wait,
citizen. That's what he's
hold on,
trying to
hold on.
challenge. He's not
When
trying to
we
challenge
say, hold
people that are
on,
born
no,
here from immigrant
that's not
parents.
it. That's not it. Hey, Dunning-Kruger, that isn't what he's doing. But let me ask you something. Like, when we say undocumented immigrants, what does the undocumented mean?
That you're not documented.
No, all it means is you don't have a green card and you don't have a visa. It doesn't mean you don't have documentations to prove who you are.
What?
Yeah. Revelation. Oh,
What
yes.
are you okay? When they tell you
When
that
we
you're
say
undocumented, okay,
undocumented immigrants, it
okay.
means that they do not have any kind of visa or nor a green card. It doesn't mean that they don't have actual documentations to prove who they are.
Well,
Do you know what an
well, immigrants
apostille
do have
stamp is, right?
documentation.
So if when my parents come over, they had to get an apostille stamp on their birth certificates.
Oh my God. Well, everyone has documentation. When you're born, they give you a documentation. When you in your home country, you have documentation. What documentation and undocumentation means that you're here undocumented, meaning that you're not here legally. That's what
That's
undocumented means.
not what that means. It means that you do not have a green card nor a visa.
Okay, so people that are here undocumented are here legally.
Okay, I need you to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Joel,
That's common
what she is
sense.
saying
Yes.
is a
Yes, they
person who
are
is
here,
applying
even
for
under.
citizenship who has yet to receive their documentation, even though they are here legally, they are undocumented until they receive documentation. Does that make sense?
Yes, they're undocumented until they get approved and receive their
Joe, perhaps,
documentation.
perhaps,
Yes.
perhaps I should explain this to you in German. You need to brush up on it and get to the Flughafen real quick.
Bro, listen, you're not making sense. Just because I apply for something, like let's say what can people apply for?
You
Like
What
have
Babbel,
is the
right?
what's the 1953 Geneva Convention ruling on this?
Gang,
Is
why are
there
you going all the way
international law?
back? Let's talk about now. Like what?
It is now. It is that's like me. That's like
You're
me
trying to
saying,
debate common
"Hey,
sense
hey,
here.
hey, hey! You have no common sense." And stop saying that, because if you knew the origin of the common sense, you know what that was for? That was kings who would say, like, the commoners are so fucking stupid. I now have this new rule. So can you make it so it makes sense for the commoners? Because they're so
Well, you live in the
goddamn
past
uneducated,
tense. I
you.
live in the present tense.
So if
That
I
was one of the
refer to a
stupidest things you could have said.
I know that was stupid.
Joe is very dumb. So if I refer to something in the Constitution, are you going to go, but that was so long ago?
Yeah, it's in the past,
It's
Paige. Don't talk about it.
relevant. It's
It's in the past.
international law. What is happening here that also takes place is international law. It just happens that
We
it
make
went into
international
law in
law.
1953. No, we didn't. It's a conglomerate of countries, you weirdo.
We decide who
You
is
know what
in
you
here.
should do? Ask your papa, your German papa, why that came about. Because I guarantee you his grandfather probably would know something about it.
So just to make sure, because I'm writing my notes here, are you saying that undocumented people here are legally here?
some
Yes, when they're
are.
granted
Okay.
asylum, they are legally here.
Okay. But once they are granted asylum, they're not here undocumented, right?
Do they have their
Joe.
citizenship yet?
Okay,
No,
Joe.
just
I'm
because
gonna
you don't have
Joe.
citizenship
I'm
doesn't mean you're
sorry. We're going to
undocumented.
wait. Nope, Joe. We're gonna go to the German speaking portion of the program.
Why are you
Okay,
pivoting?
Before,
because you
hold on,
don't get it. I've already
before,
answered this.
before we
God.
do that, guys, we are almost at 35K to move on, but we need somebody in a request box in opposition. So if you voted for Trump, you're conservative, etc., you disagree with the background, hit the request button. We will get to you incredibly shortly. Okay? Go ahead, guys. Or Paige, or whoever was speaking. I think you're about to speak in German.
Undocumented simply means that they
Yeah.
do not have a green card, they do not have a visa, but they are given certain documents.
So undocumented
So, like
means that they
when
don't
they
have a
go to
green card.
work, do they get a tax number?
Are you talking about an I-10?
Yeah.
You could get an
Is
I-10
that
to pay
wait? So
federal
Joe, is
taxes, but
that Joe? Is that documentation?
it's documentation to pay taxes,
Okay.
but it's
Cool.
not
Cool. 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 Cool.
documentation
Cool.
to
Cool.
work. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Yes, to work. When
It's
you
not
work and pay
documentation. I-10
taxes.
doesn't allow you to work here legally, by the way. You can look it up. Don't debate with me. Debate with the law if you want. Congress.
Joe, you are king. You are arena of Dunning-Kruger. You don't know what you're talking about, and it's sad. It's sad because your parents are immigrants. So I don't understand where you get anything out of this. Pulling up the ladder. And
No.
you know
Now
what?
you're
If this
going
happens,
everywhere. Let's stay on the same topic.
if this happens, I've remained on topic. Shut the fuck up.
You're going with my parents are
Cállate, halt up, okay?
Los Marsavans.
Cállate.
Keep tapping
Here's
sharing,
the
guys.
thing,
We're looking for
Joe.
ops.
When they come for us, I hope the fucking God you are first.
I'll buy the gold card. Don't worry about me.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Are
you've
you?
got $1 million?
I'm sure
Or
you
is
do,
it
buddy.
5
My
million?
parents got me. Don't worry.
No, sure.
Oh, well, hold on. Your parents had no fucking money. They had zero money.
Oh, it's 5 million, Julian
Now all of
said.
a
Not a
sudden
million,
they
5
have
million.
money?
It's
Oh, is it
5 million,
5
Paige.
million?
I thought
Yeah, you
that
don't have 5
COVID
million,
just
buddy. You're
ruined
fine.
It's
things. Wasn't
one.
that your argument
If
just a
you
few
were my
minutes ago?
child, I would pay 5 million to kick your ass out of this country.
You set up a GoFundMe like Alex Reddy and all those people.
What?
God, you're
Yeah,
vile.
because how do you have 5 mil?
Wait, what does Alex Pretty have to do with this?
Well, you set up a GoFundMe like that ICE agent. He raised money for what? No reason.
You're talking about with the other one. You're confusing.
Yeah, I mean,
you're confusing
yeah.
the unalivers.
No.
Freddie
I'm
was the
just
one
saying
that was
it's very bad to
unalive.
use their name to collect money because you should praise them, not send them money, right?
You're confusing
What?
What are you
unalivers. I don't know
talking
I don't know what this has to do with anything. I don't know what the
Well,
fuck
she
you're
said
saying.
she's gonna kick me for 5 million. How does she have 5 million? The only way she can raise that money is GoFundMe.
Oh, I have my ways. I have my ways.
What traffic? Okay, whatever. So let me write this down again because I have your name here. Does an I-10 allow you to work here legally? Paige.
Yes. You're
Okay.
given an I-10. When you go to work, you're given an I-10. That's how you go in. You pay the taxes, into which they don't get anything in return. On a federal level. Jesus Christ, it's like talking to a
All right,
kindergarten.
let me look it up. So yes, you are completely wrong. An I-10 doesn't allow you to work here legally. You can only get an I-10 to pay your taxes. Look it up.
Did I
saying.
not just say about your taxes?
You said when you're working, you are granted one.
You get an I-10. Pay your taxes.
Hey, guys,
Wait,
time
you
out.
said
Time
you're-
out. Hold on. Time out. Guys, we spoke about this the other day to do a permanent block. I'm fine doing that. I'm coming to the conclusion, right, that because people said that somebody did too much for 200, we can do a 150 for a permanent kick. Okay, that is a permanent kick. It doesn't have to come from one person. I don't expect for it to come from one person. It could come from a bunch of people. Just state in your, all the options.
How much to ban Page?
Wait, none. So just state in your thing, okay? 150 that it's for that. All right. If you guys want,
You can't,
okay?
Joe. You can't afford me. You're a brokey.
Well, yeah, you're right. I'm you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I am broke.
Yeah. Well, listen, we hit 35K. We need somebody in a request box to move on, guys. Remember, that's always the stipulation. I know it's a shitty stipulation. I get it. We don't have somebody to move on to. The moment we can get somebody to come on up, he will be dropped, though. So
Okay, Paige. So look, I looked it up before they dropped me. You're wrong. An I-10 doesn't allow you to work here legally. It only allows you to pay your taxes. You're wrong. Look it up.
I did not say that. I was talking about taxes. It's how they pay their taxes. Hey, let's
Oh my
wait. Hold on.
God.
We
I'm
said
done.
about
Oh my God.
documentation, and here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, village idiot. You think that undocumented means that they don't have any documentations, they can't prove who they are, anything like that, right? And then you call an I-10. I said, well, here is a document in your sense of it, right?
That
They
allows
get
you
a
to work.
job, they get I-10, paying taxes, which
Yeah.
on the federal level, they don't get anything in return. They pay into the system, but they don't get anything back for it. What state do you live in again?
I said I live in the orange state.
Oh, that's right, Florida. Shit, I forgot.
Yeah.
South Florida.
But now you're
Are
you're
you
going
sure you're
back
not
because first
Cuban?
you
Are
said that
you
they're allowed to
sure,
work.
Joe? Hey, Joe. Between you and me, it's okay. You can be embarrassed if you want, but it's okay. It's just you and me. Nobody else can hear us. Are you sure you're not Cuban? Are you
Do
sure
you
your
think I want to
mom
be
is
Cuban part
Cuban?
of that island? Hell no.
Oh, bro, you are so xenophobic. It's so fucking gross.
Sorry, I'm
Everyone-
proud of who I am.
Cool. Guys, if you're joining live, click the red follow button on the top left, please. And make sure you guys follow Michael and Paige if you guys want, and show a little support to them if you can.
Paige, so can you just concede that you were wrong that they're allowed to work here legally with an I-10? Can you just
Well, hold on. I
concede
gotta
to
read.
that?
I gotta
was
read
not
something
her
from
claim.
Tammy. Tammy. Thank you for the 10. It says, why would you need an ITIN to pay taxes if you're not working?
That's right, because a lot of the undocumented get paid through cash, right? Common sense.
Okay.
So
but-
40% of farm workers are undocumented workers, right? So are you saying that a workforce of 40% is all being paid under the table?
Most of them are being paid under the table,
Okay,
through
prove it.
labor.
But you need to prove that, but I'm already going to give you a little bit of a hint. That would be the employer financially abusing them. But go ahead and prove that 40%.
There's nothing to prove. How are you going to prove that they're getting paid under the table?
Be quiet. Cállate. Prove to us that 40% of farm workers in Florida are paid under the table. Go ahead. We'll wait.
Well, I have some people that I personally know that I get my groceries from that they do get paid under the table. Like what?
Oh, so you're supporting these undocumented workers? I
Because
fucking love
they
that
are
for you, Joe. I love that for you. W Joe in the chat.
because just because they're working here illegally doesn't truly mean that they're committing a crime. I'm just saying the truth that if you're here with just an I-10, that doesn't allow you to work here. You need a work permit. That's what you need to be working here legally, and that's what people claiming asylum get, a work permit. Common sense.
So are you saying that those people claiming asylum are legally documented and here?
They are, yes, they're legally documented to work here, but they're not legally documented and granted a stay in this country. They can be deported still, yes.
How does that track in your mind if they're legally allowed to be here and have a job and can get an I-10 and legally pay their taxes, but in your mind they legally shouldn't be here?
No, I'm saying that they're here legally working while they're waiting for their asylum.
Which
order.
means they're legally here.
What does that not make sense in your head, sir?
No, it does. I'm saying it means they're legally here. Yes.
They are legally claiming something here which doesn't grant them a legal stay. You can look it up. They're here legally working while they're waiting for their legal stay, which can be
asylum is a
revoked or
legal
cannot be
process.
accepted.
Asylum is a legal process. Yes,
It's a legal. It's a legal
I agree
way.
with you. it is legal for them to legally be here and legally seek asylum. You're right. Congratulations. Welcome to the
Yeah,
left.
they're legally waiting for a legal way, correct? They're legally waiting just
What
because
do you
they're
mean
going
for an
through the
illegal
process.
way?
So
Okay, when someone claims asylum, they are granted a work permit after a year or so or whatever, right? They're going through the process 5, 6, 7 years. Let's just say
No,
that
no,
they
no.
do commit a crime or
They are required
oh.
to get employment as soon as possible.
Yeah, okay. I was just making that number. Okay, after a week, they get a work permit. When they get a work permit, they are here working legally while they're waiting for the legal process, while they're here doing it their legal way. But that doesn't grant them a stay in this country.
He said
Makes
legally
sense?
so many times in a row, but then can't finish by saying they're legally here.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
My
It's the
God, it
ridiculous,
doesn't make
ridiculous
sense. You
shit.
can look it up.
Legal, but illegal somehow. Schrodinger's immigrant.
And yet you still utilize their services, Joe. They literally feed you.
Well, I'm not talking about those specific people. I'm talking about those that abuse the system.
Oh,
Because
okay. Now we're talking about a batch of people. Sure, Joe.
well, the people like, let's just say the illegals. I know that there was a guy here for 10 years that he has been working here illegally, obviously, because he doesn't have documentation and he does have an order of removal. But he has been a good person, right? He sometimes cuts people's grass and stuff, and he never gets in trouble. So they're not the problem. The problem are the people that claim illegal.
Yeah, shush. Hey, guest, are you opposition? Hey, guest, are you opposition? Credo? Guest going once, please, for God's sakes, answer so we can move on. Guest going once, guest going twice. Are you there? Yes? No? Maybe? God damn it. Guys, we need opposition so fucking badly.
So to
Yes,
circle
they
back
want
to
me
the
to be
point,
here. Thank you,
Joel,
Maga.
shushies. So to circle back to the point, because we started at talking about Liam and his family, a family that had been meeting their appointments, talking with their lawyer, doing the process, had not been denied, had not had a deportation order. Somehow they ended up in a detention camp. Is that legal or not?
Now this is where it gets very
Yes or no,
contradicting.
Joe, yes or no?
I don't think detaining them should be legal. No, I don't think so. They
Thank
should
you.
be given an ankle monitor, but that doesn't grant them a legal stay here. Just because they're claiming a legal asylum, they shouldn't go to.
I don't care. I don't care how you feel or how what you
detention
think.
centers.
The law says that if your asylum claim has not been denied or processed, or you have not missed your appointments, or you have not committed crimes, which are the case in this particular instance, then you are legally here. So
Well, yeah, like I
you are
said, they're here
incorrect,
legally
sir.
waiting for the legal thing, but they can still be deported because they're not fully legal here. Do you
They
understand
cannot be
that?
deported until their application is denied. They fail to appear in court or commit a crime, which they had done none of these things.
Or they falsify the documents or lie, correct?
Prove to me that happened.
I can't prove it. I'm just saying, if you lie,
Then shut up about things you don't know about.
well, it's basic common sense. If you lie
No, it's
in the
not,
process,
Joel.
you
Stop
are
saying
gonna
common
get it
sense. You don't
revoked.
know what that means. It doesn't mean what you think it
Oh, wait,
means.
you have two guests. What
If
happened here? Shit.
a person follows a legal
Be careful what you ask
protocol,
for. Sorry.
then
Okay.
you can't prove to me that they committed a crime, and neither could they to the federal government, which is why they are no longer in a detention center.
All right, we got two guests. Let me see if any of them are. Thomas, are you opposition?
Yes.
Cool. And Too Nice, are you opposition?
Yes, slightly.
All right. Cool. Joe, F off. All right, I just need to know your guys' ages for TikTok terms of service, and then we can move forward.
30.
Okay.
23.
Perfect. All right. What do you guys want to talk about? Did you want to continue what we were just speaking on, or do you just want to speak to something else in relation to the background?
Yeah, I'll continue what we were speaking on. I think Dr. Michael's correct, but I guess I just want to ask the question, while those people who came over here are coming over here legally seeking asylum, do you think that it is a problem that the barrier to get in seeking asylum is so low and we have the ability to support the numbers of people coming over?
What do you mean barriers being so low? Can you expand on that?
I mean, any individual can really come to a port of entry and seek asylum?
No, you're vetted. You can't say, "Hey, I'm from the Virgin Islands." Well, I shouldn't say that. That's U.S. territory. I'm from XYZ country and I'm seeking political asylum. And they go, "Okay," and they let you through. You're actually vetted.
Well, all you have to do is say you have a well-founded fear of persecution based on race, religion, nationality, which is,
Yes, but
pretty.
no. It's not just what you say. It is vetted. If you want, I have a friend who's an immigration lawyer, and I can get her in here if you need further explanation.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what the actual vetting process is. My understanding is
Sure.
it's
Let me see.
pretty low barrier.
My understanding is also that the actual application gets processed while you're in the country. So by definition, there can't be like really thorough or proper vetting if your application is getting processed while you're here.
I disagree. So what you're talking about is their full application, as in their asylum claim to provide them more documentation. The vetting process is not a long. Well, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not in law enforcement, but it's not like it's a years-long vetting process. It's something they do, and then you do the process of asylum. I mean, you're making it sound like the vetting process happens over a decade, like the citizenship process, which isn't entirely accurate.
Well, they do the vetting process, right? And then applicants have to file for asylum within a year of their arrival in the U.S. So, I mean, after that initial vetting process, they're already in the U.S. for a year. There's really nothing to kind of hold them to even needing to kind of follow through with filing for asylum, right? And so that's why I think you run into these instances where we don't have a great handle on how many people are here and have done that or not done that. And I think that's problematic.
You think that the vetted people are unaccounted for?
I would say for the most part,
The people that they vetted and documented that they vetted are not documented.
well, if they vet them and then they come in and go wherever they want in the U.S., how do we know where these people are going?
But they generally don't go wherever they want. That's why we have like sanctuary cities. Usually what they do is they ask you, okay, so some people will have sponsors and they'll be like, "Where's your sponsor?" "Oh, my sponsor's in San Francisco." "Oh, okay." And then that's where they go.
They also
Okay,
have court
but I mean
appointments.
that's essentially wherever they want to go, right? There's San Francisco, there's Houston, there's Minnesota, there's Denver, like they're all over the place.
What do you think? What do you
the
think those? What
argument-
do you think those? Hold on, Thomas. What do you think those Obama cell phones were for?
Educate me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was to keep tabs on them. It was also to give them, so like they couldn't use the phone like we use our phones, right? It's a pretty much one-way system. And it's just the courts like touching base with them, reminding them when certain court dates, if certain documents that were required of them that they needed to fill out. Basically, it was a tracking system.
But again, if they choose not to utilize those things and come in and just say, "I don't really care about following protocol when I get
But
here,"
the majority do follow the
So
process.
can I just the argument you just put forth, Paige, is that people claiming asylum don't just go wherever they want. They just go to the places that have the most relaxed immigration policies all over the country.
Not what a sanctuary city is. It doesn't mean we have relaxed. It just means that's not exactly what a sanctuary city is. But no, you don't. If you have 1 second, if you ask a question, you give space for an answer. So let's say I have a relative who comes in and says, "Hi, yeah, I'm seeking asylum and I have a sponsor and she lives in Florida," which is not a sanctuary state, right? They can go, "Oh, okay." They check with me. I send back my information and that person can come and stay with me or stay near me and they don't have to like live in my house per se.
Yeah, so they have an option on where they live too.
If you have a sponsor, yes.
So it seems like there's a lot of choice in this matter on the part of the asylum seeker.
Well, would you like them to go to detention camps?
I would like them.
So
I would
Thomas,
like
hold
them.
on. My question's not done. Should we set up some internment camps like we did with the Japanese?
I would
I
like
don't
them
think
to
that's a fair
not be in
question.
here in the first place until they have some sort of legal standing to be here.
They do.
That they
Under the
do. Asylum is a
1953
legal standing.
Geneva
But again, the
Convention law.
problem is literally anyone can come seek asylum.
That's not true.
No,
You
that's
have
not.
to prove it.
Right. You can't just make it up. I don't know where you guys get
I
this
think
idea from that you can literally just make it up. That's not true whatsoever.
I can okay, so if you can come to a port of entry and seek asylum because you have fear of persecution, and I could say, you know, I live in Mexico and I'm Muslim and they hate Muslims here, I need to come to the US.
That would
what
not
do you
that
think the
would not
process is
be
after that?
that would not be a reasonable excuse, you fucking weirdo.
What do you think the process is following them getting asylum and being vetted?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
What
so like
do
tell
you
us
think they
yeah.
pat them on the back and then toss them
Well,
like
I guess I would refer back to my previous question to Paige, who said she had the friend in immigration. Explain to me what the vetting process is, because my understanding is
No,
as
no, no,
long
no,
as
no,
you
no.
come
We
to a
don't.
port.
No. You came up to make that argument. You've made many positive claims. You explain to us what that process is
right,
because you're the
I'm not
ones.
trying to
Wait,
be a
you're the
oh, I'm
ones
sorry.
that have like the issues with it. So explain the process, and whilst you're explaining the process, tell us where the holes are. So
Right.
go ahead.
To
Again,
elaborate,
Explain
I'm
the
sorry.
process.
I'm not trying to be rude,
One
Paige.
second. I'm
So
sorry.
good.
So all I was trying to ask before to elaborate was to gauge your understanding of what they need to do, right? So if you apply for asylum and then are vetted and then enter the country, what do you think the next thing they have to do for X amount of years is? Because do you think that they just kind of vanish into the ether, or do you think that these people have some sort of legal thing that they have to follow up on?
Well, I'm saying the ability for them to vanish into the ether is very easy.
But it's not, because we have
Prove it.
data that shows that about 90 to 90 to like 95% of these people follow up with their court dates, so they have to legally appear in court and have to follow a process. So this boogeyman of they appear and then they just turn to smoke and they can disappear and appear and teleport all over the country with no tracking is fallacious, because they have to appear for court dates and follow a legal proceeding. So, I mean, we have data from as recent as like 2023 and 2024 that shows that these people are showing up to 90 to 95 of their 95% of their appointments. Like, I'm sorry, the individuals, not appointments. And that kind of contradicts your belief that these people are just allowed to like pop in and out of the sewers or whatever you think. I mean, I'm confused what you think the process is. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, my understanding is they come in here and they seek asylum. There's a certain timeline that this process takes place in where they have to show up and get court dates and go through processes to get, U.S. naturalization. And over that time, it's a very lengthy process, and we don't have an infrastructure that can support dealing with those cases fast enough. And then I feel like we have a huge population of these people coming in that I don't think the United States can sustain.
You think that I see where your misunderstanding is you think that the infrastructure that we have is insufficient to support human beings living in the country, but the thing that we don't have is an immigration infrastructure that allows us to process and approve or disapprove of all of these applications in a year. If you would like for better immigration reform so that we can process claims and citizenship status faster, that is something I could agree with. But if you want to claim that we don't have a country that can support humans living in it, I think that you are incorrect.
No, I think you and I would agree on that, Dr. Michael. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I would love for us to have a better system that allows us to process claims faster and help people in an efficient way. Unfortunately, that is not something that our current administration is seeking.
And that is something that the right or like xenophobes don't seem to understand as much as people on the left and those who are pro-immigration. You guys don't seem to listen when we complain about the system. And actually, what's ironic is we've been complaining about the system long before you guys were. You guys take this xenophobic boogeyman like way. We're talking about fixing the system itself. I'm the daughter of immigrants. This has been a discussion for a very long time about how do we improve this system.
But by that same token, if you know that we have a system that is not capable of handling a mass amount of asylum seekers or a mass amount of immigrants in general, you don't create the conditions to overload that broken system.
That's my big issue.
But wait a
I
minute.
don't
So
think
wait,
anyone
hold
here
on. But
created the
wait, you
pandemic.
guys, what was the Langford bill?
It was an immigration bill.
What was in it
Which did
specifically?
what?
Oh, I don't know the specifics.
Well, that's
It
not
set
good.
up a better infrastructure for processing claims.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. The processing of those claims would have happened
Does
so much
that
quicker. And hold on, it would have happened so much quicker and so much more efficiently. It would have had so many things that sounds like you would have liked.
It also set a limit to how many daily crossings or encounters, I forget the exact wording, per, I think it was like 5,000 per day before they could legally just shut the border completely down.
It's if it goes
does
over 5,000 per day, 7 consecutive days, that would be that it would be shut down in terms of like literally nobody's coming through, right? Until things can get like chilled out. And what was funny is you guys, Trump said, no, don't put that bill through. So the bill didn't go through.
Right.
And then Biden turned around and said, oh, you guys, you say 5,000 a day? He turned around and did an EO for 2,500 a day.
Mm-hmm.
And you
does
guys
that
still
excuse the
fucking cry.
2 to 3 years prior to that where we had millions of illegals flood the country?
There was numerous
There was
immigration
no
bills.
flooding.
It
First of all,
wasn't
that
that.
was
I mean, most of the illegals that came across the country did it in the early 2000s.
right. So there's that for one, and two, there was numerous immigration bills that were proposed. There was one within his like first day or week of office that was proposed. Right, so it's not like it was for lack of trying to propose immigration bills as well. But yes, if we're talking, if we're hold on, but if we're talking about the amount of undocumented immigrants in the country, the number that's constantly claimed, I forget who said it there, but yes, it was. It's all from the ones that have been here for decades. We're not talking about ones that just came here in the last 2, 3, 4 years. So when you guys quote 15, 20, 30, I don't know, whatever, you guys always change the number. That's not what came in under Biden. We're talking about total that's been here for decades.
Well, and again, my issue with him coming in the early 2000s and knowing that the process to get citizenship is 5 to 7 years, I think a lot of these people who are being deported could have probably mitigated that risk by going through that process when they came here in the early 2000s.
Sure.
Thomas,
So
can I ask really quickly, like, and this is an aside, if you don't want to, that's totally fine. What state are you in?
Oh, I'm in Florida.
Okay, too nice. What state are you in?
I'm in Texas.
Right. 2 states that benefit probably the most, maybe California as well, off of undocumented immigrants. Interesting. And Thomas, I'm also in Florida. Do you know that when the end of 2023, 2024, when our governor threatened undocumented immigrants and scared them off, right? Do you remember that? Remember when the crops just rotted out, construction on the West Coast completely stopped, halted, Latino truck workers boycotted coming here to pick up our produce? Do you remember it cost us, the taxpayer, $12.8 billion and then an additional $500 million for them to rectify the situation?
If I have an economy or a state or a
Do you,
country that
were you aware of it?
hold on,
No, Thomas, I asked you a
well, hold
question.
on.
Thomas,
Were
can you say yes or no
A
first?
question leaves space for an answer. You got to let me answer.
Right.
I reject
Answer. Hey, Thomas, answer my question, though. I don't want you pivoting off somewhere else. Were you aware of that? Yes or no?
Don't do the Pam Bondi thing and answer a question that wasn't asked.
A question leaves space for an answer, right?
So answer
Remember
her
that? I think you should.
question. Right, so answer her question.
The
That was a different
answer to the
question.
question is I reject the premise of it entirely. It's just a wrong question. I reject the idea that I'm supposed to accept an economic system that is propped up by low-wage illegal immigrants.
So
I
you
don't want to live in
reject
that system.
reality.
That's
I
not
want
an
to rip that
answer.
band-aid off. If I
That's
depend
not an
upon that
answer.
system, I want
That's
to
an
get rid of
opinion.
it.
Hey, Thomas, that's not an answer. That all you did is give me a very flat opinion.
Hey,
You're
Paige,
The
getting
can you answer?
answer
emotional.
was
Stop getting emotional.
the answer. The
Your
answer,
question.
Thomas. Yes or no? Were you aware of that?
Sure, I'm aware of the general rhetoric that led to,
That
you
wasn't
know.
rhetoric. Would you like me to get you the actual academic information?
Sure, go ahead.
Cool.
The premise of it is not something I accept. I don't want to live in that country or state that relies on the illegal labor of illegal immigrants. I don't want to. I don't want that
So you
society to be
reject
the
the
case.
reality that it happened.
Then you need to move out of Florida, Thomas, because 40% of our farm
No,
work
because
is done.
Florida is my home. Florida is my
No, no,
home,
no,
and
no,
it
no, no,
doesn't
no, no,
belong
no,
to
no, no,
people
no.
with no legal.
Be quiet. If you're gonna
Be
if you are gonna complain and be Charmin soft and be a little snowflake, then you need to move out of Florida. 40% of our farm work is done by undocumented workers. That's not
And I
going
want
to
them out of here, and I
change.
want Floridians to have those jobs,
Well,
not
You
illegal
really think?
immigrants from
Wait,
other
you really
countries
think
that have
you?
no legal standing to be here.
So they're gonna take
Wait,
they
all of those
do have
jobs?
legal rights to be.
But yeah, number
I
one,
absolutely think with the number of layoffs that we're having right now due to AI and what it's projected to look like over the years, there's definitely going to be an absolute need for people to do those jobs, whether they want to or not.
Yes, and they should be given to Americans being paid a fair wage, not
Why
illegal
aren't
immigrants undercutting the wages of Americans.
No, whoa, Thomas. The workers, the undocumented workers, are not undercutting. It is the
They absolutely do.
employers. Stop interrupting. It is the employers paying them that underpaying them that are financially abusing these people.
Sure, they should be
They do it
arrested.
in restaurants. Oh, well then Thomas, get off your fucking ass and go turn them in.
No one does anything.
I'd
when
be
you turn
happy
them
to.
in,
Do you
just
have
so
an
know.
ICE tip line for me? I'll call them right now if I see them.
I got a
I'm
tip line
surprised
for
you
you.
don't have their asses on speed dial with the venom that you're spewing about undocumented
No, I just vote in
workers.
elections.
Okay,
I don't
cool. What
impede law
county are you
enforcement. I
in?
just vote in elections.
Thomas, what county are you in?
That's not information I'm going to provide to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all
because
right.
we're
So
apparently
you're
everybody wants to
you're
find out about you.
embarrassed. So are
You
you
really
South
nobody
Florida,
cares
Central
enough about
Florida,
you to
or North
dox you.
Florida?
I'm not going to tell you exactly where in Florida I am. Well,
If
you
you
have no
say
entitlement
No
to
one
that
has an
information.
interest in finding you.
no, yeah, you're not important.
There
Trust
are
and believe.
260
So
people here. I'm not going to
Thomas,
give that information.
Thomas, it would take me 2 seconds to find out. I'm just asking if you want to volunteer it.
No,
All I'm asking
absolutely
are
not. I do not.
Are you North Florida, Central Florida, or South Florida, Thomas?
I'm not volunteering that information.
Okay, I'll just find out myself.
Okay. Typical leftist doxing. That's good.
It's not doxing.
Not
We
trying to
literally just
dox
said we're
anybody.
not
She's
going
just
to do
trying to
that.
gather
Well, and
information so
can we
that she
take a
can
can we
further
take a step
explain.
back? One of the things you guys mentioned was, obviously undocumented workers are getting, paid less and they're undercutting people. And you guys are saying to hold, obviously, their employers responsible. That's an almost nearly impossible process to do.
How so?
I mean, no one really cares when you file reports or contact the city about these things. They pull these people off job sites for maybe a week or two, and then they're back again.
So you don't think that the bigger companies that have a host of people that they're paying under the table or whatever rhetoric is being spun should be held accountable for enabling that?
No, I mean, I think they should be held accountable, but I'm saying, as someone who's personally tried to do this where I live in Houston, no one cares.
Right. So I agree, but from your perspective, wouldn't you want to do that to try and hold someone accountable or whatever?
Well, I would, but I think the issue is we spend so much time debating on things that are not even relevant, that we can't even focus on things like that where we are holding those people accountable, or we are taking money out of politics so that our officials are actually working for what the people want. I think most people genuinely agree on a lot of things, but I think our efforts are completely not focused in a
So,
direction
Too
where we'd
Nice,
be
when
able to
you
do
go to
those things.
report these companies, these employers that are paying undocumented workers under the table, who did you go to and report them to?
The Texas Real Estate Commission Board.
Why would you go to the real estate board?
Well, most of the undercutting that I see or undocumented workers getting paid, unfair wages
Yeah,
happens on new
they
construction
benefit from
projects.
it. So all you went is to the people that actually benefit from that. So why didn't you call up like your representative? Why didn't you go to say your chamber of commerce
Well,
and
I've
report them?
yeah,
See,
because
you're going to the wrong people. You're going to the actual people that actually want that low pay.
yeah, but even I
Of
mean, do you
course,
know how
they're
hard
going
it
to
is?
ignore you.
Do you know how hard it is to get in contact with those people?
With the Chamber of Commerce?
Chamber of Commerce, it's not that hard.
It's
And it's really not hard to get a hold of your representative, especially if you show up.
it's. I mean,
I
I
mean,
can't speak
if you care enough, you will find that way.
I mean, I can't speak for every single county or every single city, but I know in Harris County, where I live in Houston, Texas, it is very hard to get through to them, and most times they do not care.
Who's your representative?
I don't know. I've only called the Houston Northwest Chamber of
What do
Commerce
you mean you don't know
asking.
your representative? If you're worried enough about undocumented workers like to this level, why do you know who your representative is? Because
Well,
that would be the first person you would want to reach out to.
yeah. I mean, again, as a guy who works 60 hours a week, it's not like I've got a ton of time to do
Oh,
these things.
here's the thing, Too Nice. Get off TikTok right now. You got the time. If you have the time right now. You have the time when you're sitting on a toilet taking a shit to look up their phone number and send them a text message, a voicemail, an email to book an appointment to speak to them. But you don't even know who your representative is. That's fucking wild.
Sure, that's a fair point.
So just to be clear, though, you do support him contacting his representatives with information about illegal immigration and illegal workers?
I mean, I'd love for you to explain to me how you're aware of someone's immigration status by pointing your eyes at them. But
Well,
I mean, if that's what you believe, then
No, I mean,
No,
if
but let me
you're
have
familiar with
conviction
the
of your
company
beliefs,
or
right?
if you know what's going on, you can report that, though, right?
let me add some context. I just moved into a new construction home in Houston where there were multiple, let's just call them Mexicans working on, some of the homes that they were finishing here. And I have neighbors who are Venezuelan that are here legally, and we would go around asking them what their citizenship status was because we had warranty claims that were getting filled. None of them spoke English, and so we inquired and spoke to them directly, and we found that the vast majority of them.
Hold on, the Venezuelan neighbors don't speak Spanish?
No, that's what I said. I took my Venezuelan neighbors with me because I don't speak Spanish.
Okay. And they were
Yeah.
like, yep, I'm here. I'm illegal.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Absolutely,
a
yes.
crock of shit.
I mean, I don't know why I would concede other points that I've made that you've made better points on and then lie about that. I think that would be pretty strange.
The likelihood that they would admit that they're not here legally is very slim because you are a threat to them. Like anybody that comes around and questions an undocumented worker, whether they're legal or not, is a threat. Tells me you're not around undocumented workers very, very much.
I mean, I'm telling
They
you
don't just
verbatim exactly what happened.
freely give that information out unless who knows, maybe the Venezuelans were like saying something kind of tricky to them.
I don't know what they were saying. I'm just telling you
I
this has
still think you're
happened.
wasting your time on the TikTok right now where you could be calling your representative and you can also be talking to your Chamber of Commerce.
You think creating a dialogue around these things is wasting time? I mean, you gave me great information
I
on contacting my
don't.
representative. You think
I
that was a waste of
don't.
time?
I think that if you hold such a strong position, rather than saying not focusing on demonizing these hard workers, rather looking at the the people who employ them that are financially abusing them, yeah, I think you should be focusing on that
I don't
and
think you
go
characterizing what I said
report
as
them.
demonizing them is a fair statement at all.
Then go report them. Do your civic duty.
I would agree with you, Too Nice, that you have not necessarily been demonizing people. That would be more of Thomas's purview.
How did I demonize?
Oh, honey.
Just
Anyways,
one example.
So Thomas,
Name one.
Anyways, too nice.
Name one example.
I think a dialogue is
Name one
fine.
example.
I think what Paige is trying to say is that if you have conviction in your beliefs of needing to go after these people, then actions would be more beneficial for you than a dialogue on TikTok.
One example would be nice, though. You didn't give me one.
I think that I think you don't seem like an unreasonable person. Too nice, but I just think we disagree on some things.
Thomas, you were like, I don't want them here at all.
I'll have
I
you
didn't
know,
say
too,
that. I said I don't
emailing
want.
No, you did say.
No, you're misconstruing. You're
You,
misconstruing what
Thomas,
I'm saying.
you said I don't want them here at all. That's what you said.
No, what I said was I don't want people to be in the country if they're chasing a frivolous asylum claim. Not that I don't want any immigrants in the country at all. It's not
Chat.
demonization. Look, I
Chat.
think there's a
Thomas,
misconception
what is a
here.
frivolous
Did
asylum
Thomas
claim?
The
say I don't
80%
want
of them that get
here at
rejected.
all?
80% of asylum claims do not get rejected. You are incorrect.
I believe
Try
fiscal
again.
year 2023, it was about 14% got granted asylum. You can look that up and fact check me. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going off memory, but I believe it was about 14% in fiscal year 2023. But anyway, I'm not demonizing these people. Look, I like Paige. I'm the son of immigrants. I respect an immigrant that wants to come in the legal way. I respect even the fact, to some level, I respect the illegal immigrants that just simply want a better life. I respect that notion of wanting to come to America to work hard and all that good stuff. But there's a legal process, and saying, hey, you violated a law to which the legal remedy is deportation, that's not demonization. That's just being realistic about the situation.
Right. So prior to this, we're having a conversation. What's happening though, right? And this is maybe a little bit. I'm not trying to purposely pivot, but it is related. What we're seeing right now, though, is we're seeing people being detained who don't have deportation issues put out on them.
Right. To circle back to what we were talking about with, say, Joel, this father and son who were following the legal process, had not been rejected, had not been denied, had not committed a crime, and were profiled and then, detained. I don't want to say arrested, and then transported from their home in Minnesota to a detention center in Dilley, where they spent several weeks unlawfully. Do you support that, Thomas?
I don't know enough about that particular case. What I will say is, look, I don't.
Hypothetically,
So
a person
hypothetically,
here following the asylum process, who hasn't committed a crime, who doesn't have a deportation order, who gets picked up by ICE and transported states away and put into a detention center. Is that what you're aligning with?
So what I'll say is this. Hypothetically, say I look into that and I find that it was unlawful what they did. I don't disagree that there are ways to sharpen and improve immigration enforcement. I don't like the masks that
Are you saying that
swear.
are you saying that it's okay that they did that or not? I'm asking
No,
a
I would
straightforward
say
question.
if they broke the law in doing so, that they should, be investigated and all that good stuff.
But
And I believe there's lots of reforms we can do to fix ICE, or at least make it better. Let's do it. Let's say it that way. Improve it. But what I won't do is say that
It's beyond repair, Thomas. It needs to be abolished. It
I
is
would
beyond
disagree.
repair.
Hold on, let me see if
I
this
would
guy's
disagree.
opposition.
They're killing-
Steven, are you opposition?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, let's just get to this guest over here. All right, so every other one I'm going to bring you guys down, but I appreciate all of you guys speaking. Too
Okay.
nice. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care. Yep, absolutely. Thomas, take care. Guys, this is going to be the last guest. I'm honestly getting a little bit tired, but I do have another client I have to work out anyways. So yeah, we'll make this to the last guest though. And I may be live later on. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know in Discord if I do though. Steven, so how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 27.
All right, what's up? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, you say MAGA is destroying America, but first, can we define what America is? Well, we're not using Bad Bunny's definition, are we?
I think you know what
What's
we're talking
Bad
about.
Bunny's definition?
We don't need to Phil Bro this song. I think you know what we're talking about.
Okay, so
Can we
we
just talk
mean
about
America.
the?
Okay,
Can
cool.
we just talk about the country that we're living in? That would probably make the most sense.
Cool.
Yeah, just had to make sure. Yeah, I believe Trump's not destroying America. I think he's protecting our borders and protecting American culture.
How so?
He's kicking out the people who didn't respect our laws, who came in illegally, and people who overstayed their visas. So they don't respect our immigration laws. Obviously, they violated the conditions of their visa. They're not good people. They're not the people we want.
People that don't follow the law are not good people.
Yeah, people who don't follow the law need to be deported.
Would you say
like
felons?
Trump?
Felons
Like,
fall in
yeah,
that
like a felony
category?
or no?
Well,
Or that's going to be an
you know,
exception, right? Because that's liberal propaganda.
Well, I'm not saying it's an exception. I'm saying I'm using one felon to get rid of millions of illegal aliens, millions of people who don't respect.
Why
our
don't
laws.
you
So
just
it's kind
use
of a
someone
good deal?
Why don't you just not have a felon in office and not have a guy that raped another person in office and that raped kids? Let's maybe not have that person in office.
Okay. Well, so if there were a candidate who was going to do the exact same thing as Trump and didn't have all whatever you just said, then yeah, I would have voted for that candidate. But instead, the other candidate wanted to flood America with illegal aliens and let them stay. And
Do you have any
it's
evidence
just,
of that?
Yeah.
Other than propaganda from Trump? Do you have evidence of that?
Well, did Kamala Harris want to deport millions of illegal aliens, or did she want to let them stay?
Yeah. So what was her position on the border when it came to immigration? What was her exact position that she had? Her policy.
It wasn't deport millions of illegal aliens, was it?
So actually, it was to tighten up the border quite a bit, right? It was to add more asylum judges, right? It was to have more border patrol agents. It was to have more border patrol, more border wall technology. It was also to give the president authority to shut down a border if it surpassed a certain amount of people, immigrants that there were encounters at the border. So yeah, it would have made things absolutely stricter for sure.
Okay, so the first thing you said was have more asylum judges.
Yeah, and border patrol
people
agents,
who
yeah.
come for asylum, that should be the rare exception, not the main path. The main path should be you get a visa. And frankly, most people who come to America for asylum don't qualify for asylum.
What is your? How do you quantify that?
Are most people who are coming from, let's say, Ecuador, are they facing political persecution on the basis of their ethnicity, religion, race, social group?
Is that the only
last
way
condition
you
I forgot,
receive
but-
asylum?
Well, yeah, you have to qualify for asylum, and you have to qualify on the basis of being persecuted for a protected class.
And so political persecution is the only asylum category?
What's the other asylum category?
Well, I'm asking you. You're the one who has the answer.
Yeah,
here,
there
so
is
tell
no
me.
economic asylum category. If you're coming from a poor shithole country, you don't qualify for asylum.
So, repeat for me what you think you have to do to qualify for asylum. I'm sorry, you were kind of going fast, so I just want to hear it again.
Yeah, you have to actually be being persecuted for a protected class, which I think there's 5, which is race, ethnicity, member of social group, I think gender, sexual orientation was one of them. I don't know.
Race,
But-
religion, nationality, social group, political opinion.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you have to be one of those. And frankly, there's a lot of people coming from countries where they don't have that problem. And so Kamala Harris saying, oh, yeah, we're just going to have more immigration judges to filter those people. No, I want a president who's just going to straight up deport those people immediately so they don't come. So there's no chance of them being here. That's cheaper, it's faster, and it's better.
Wait, like Haitians?
Are they being persecuted for one of those
Apparently.
things?
Yes, like they can fall under those political persecution as well. Yeah,
Yeah, what group are they being persecuted under?
I don't know, but
All
I do
right,
know
then,
that if you want, Stephen, I'll look it up for you. But we actually do had, and it was like we have a special program for them. We also have a special program for Ukraine.
You're talking about
people.
TPS?
No, I'm not. I'll look it up. Let me give you the official name.
Yeah, I really believe
And that actually
any
came
asylum
under
should be
the-
temporary temporary protected status is temporary and can be ended at any time.
Yeah, we get it, Stephen. You don't give a shit. You have no empathy. But let me get you the name
Well, I
of the
mean, you
Well,
can see his
empathy
bio. You
is
can see his
weakness.
bio. I mean, his bio says it all.
Yeah, empathy is weakness, guys. We all know that. I mean, that's
I
number one way to get
I
taken
can copy
advantage
Charlie
of.
Kirk too. I can quote him also. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, if some you can give all your money to some poor beggar, he's still gonna do the same thing tomorrow.
What?
Well, you guys,
What?
there are a lot of homeless people that will take advantage of empathy. It's just a fact. Empathy, it can be
That's
a
not what
vulnerability.
empathy is. What? You're using that word. I'm not sure you know what that word means.
He just heard Charlie Kirk say that. It sounded cool, so he just repeated it, and I had no idea how to substantiate it.
It's true. No other country is going to flood themselves with
Giving away
foreigners
all
who
of
don't
my
respect
money
their
is
culture.
not empathy, you potato. Helping people can be a form of empathy, but that was just a silly example.
Okay.
Oh, anyways,
keep tapping sharing, guys.
I do actually think that Haitians fall under temporary protective status. I don't remember that perfectly off the top of my head, but
Yeah, they do. So Ukrainians through Uniting for Ukraine or you for you started in 2023, and you can still apply up until October 19th, 2026. They'll probably just reinstate it. See, you keep saying as long is it's temporary, but I don't think you're understanding that it's temporary. And then what they do is they decide when the expiry date comes up whether to reinstate it or not.
One quick thing,
Yeah.
Demian. Hold on, one quick thing, Demian. Thank you for the 5 on the Blue Out with a V. It says immigrants of all statuses make America great, and we will fight to the unaliving to keep them. Make the lives of ICE very difficult. Demian, thank you so much. W Demian in the comments says DEMIAN. Thank you. You're the best. All right, go
You
ahead.
know what I think is funny is that it was obviously a lack of empathy. Seeing that you think that empathy is not like such a great trait there, Stephen. Wasn't it a lack of empathy that got Charlie Kirk at the end of the day leaning left?
That's not funny.
It's absolutely fucking
We don't need
hilarious.
Empathy's bad. I'm not
But
gonna
it
have
was
empathy.
lack of empathy that unalived
Charlie Kirk's not
Charlie
taking
Kirk.
advantage of your empathy. You're just being
It was a
he
lack
absolutely
of
was.
empathy that had him,
Look,
our
you
wonderful,
have no
beautiful fountain, leaning left at the end of the day. It was a lack of empathy. So just wanted to point out, it's pretty ironic.
It's not ironic. That was disgusting.
Yes, it is.
God,
Yeah.
Paige, your lack
Wait,
of
are you
empathy there is really
Are
bad,
you
but lack of
feeling
empathy
feelings
everywhere
for
else is
another
good.
person right now? Are you feeling feelings for another person? Is that what's
You shouldn't
happening?
have. Yeah,
Are you
don't have
feeling
empathy. Empathy's bad.
Empathy
Please
would
don't
be
have
bad
that.
right now, wouldn't it?
Empathy can be a vulnerability, but what you just did is not.
Don't feel feelings real quick. Hold on. That
This
would be
is
bad.
just as you know what this is. This is like red pill, cookie cutter, toxic masculinity. And part what he's doing is he's leaning into stoicism, which
The
is just
YouTube
like
comments.
a
The
tenet
YouTube
of
comments are so upset by what you said, Paige.
Good.
They are acting
I
like the
can actually
biggest
say
snowflakes
worse.
ever. They say they can't even watch the live anymore. That's how disgusted they are.
Yeah, Doug,
you
I
guys
think
are a
you're a
bunch
piece
of
of
can't
shit,
watch.
dude.
snowflakes.
You know
Bunch
what?
of fucking
I
snowflakes.
can't help it that he turned into the fountain of Shitler youth. Not my problem, and I don't have the empathy for it because
Yeah,
that's
Paige,
what he
I
taught
think
me.
I think you're a dumb bitch.
I am a dumb bitch.
All right. All right. Well, the conversation
And I
is
love
over.
that you got blocked off of a live this morning, Stephen, for being a schnazi. Didn't you?
Oh,
Yeah. Well, that passed.
I was waiting
did.
for it actually. I wasn't aware of that, but that tracks.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to wrap this on up. I think this is a good time to do that. If you guys did enjoy the live, click the red follow button on the top left. Those watching on YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. I know a lot of you aren't. Subscribe. It will find you if you don't. Follow Michael, follow Paige as well. And do you guys have any last words before I end it?
Thanks for having me up, man. And Paige, it was nice to meet you. You're
Nice
delightful.
meeting you. Thank you.
Cool. Paige, anything you
Bye,
want to say real quick?
guys.
Okay.
Nah,
All right. Well,
have a great day, though.
all
Bye,
right.
guys.
Take care, Paige. Take care. All right, guys. As far as the raid, Matt is live. We're gonna raid Matt. Politics of Matt. If you guys don't raid him, I will also find you. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna find you. Okay. Politics of Matt. You guys all know who Matt is. Okay. If not, go to TikTok for those on the tube. Politics of Matt. Okay. That's who we're raiding and following. He's great. Make sure you guys do so. Okay. He goes live Monday through Friday later at night, and I guess sometimes on the weekends. So. Those on the tube, hello, goodbye, whatever. Make sure you subscribe. I will set up the number that you guys can call in so we can have conversations on the tube. I promise. Just give me a little bit. I already have the Google number. I just need to set it up. What else do I have? I don't know. I have a client I have to work out here soon. Yes, believe it or not, I do have a job. I know liberals don't have jobs, so obviously I'm making up that I have a job. It's not real. I'm just telling you guys that I do. I don't know if I'm going to be live later. Frankly, I'm pretty tired, so I don't know if I'm going to be live later, but we'll see. But join Discord. For everybody watching in YouTube, Discord is in the link of my TikTok, okay? And if you don't follow me on TikTok, please do so. It's Dougielifts, the same thing as I have here. The photo is the same, the profile picture, okay? In Discord, we have a lot of people. We have great conversations. I announce when I'm going live, so please follow or join it, whatever. All right, goodbye, TikTok. Goodbye, YouTube. So long and farewell.